everybody.
Oh. Let's make sure we do the test version of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we gotta actually try it out. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Talking about our balls.
Mike's balls specifically.
Specifically Mike Minotti's balls.
Yeah.
You get like some inch of growth too.
Jeff, I think we should be the new
Visually,
Visually, we can do it.
Great.
Let's improvise right now, okay? I'll be Morty, you be Rick.
Okay.
Hey, Grandpa Rick, I went to the sex planet.
I don't have time for this. I'm drunk and and I'm real smart. I'm so smart. What was your IQ anyhow? I really care about IQ scores. That's not weird. You know that dogs, we really messed up dogs. You ever see what we did to dogs?
Grandpa Rick. I'm dying.
I got more where you came from. And scene.
Okay. Then that's a Cartoon Network or whoever the fuck it is.
That's the best episode of Rick and Morty I ever listened to, and I'm a fan. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was so right. I feel so vindicated in my life. I told people, they were like, oh, they're canceling the show because he's the main.
Okay, yes, I know I told you I didn't think they were gonna fire him. You don't have to rub it in.
Oh my god. He's the main voice. He's the co-creator. He's a dude. I knew him.
Yeah, you're very smart.
He doesn't write any joke. He's not a writer.
Okay, what else do we need to do? I need to tweet, but I think I'm ready. Let me test this.
Rundown.
Hey, you guys hear me? Stop. Okay, sounds good. Hey, you guys hear me? Stop.
Yes, we can hear it.
Yes, I do hear Wario.
All right.
I'm Pickle Grubb.
Where's Peach?
Wow, Peach. Closing that.
Pickle Grubb. I'm tired of Peach and her little problems.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Jeff, it's me, Mr. Poopy Pants.
Oh, good. My favorite character.
Ooh-wee, I'm Mr. Poopy Butthole. Whatever the fuck. Ooh-wee. I got shot. I think that's
man, more skull and bones tests, huh? Weird. Okay. No, they don't want.
They still don't know what to do with that game.
Yeah, Yep.
If it's like, I don't know what to do with this.
Okay, I'm tweeting now.
He's yelling at the game.
Can't I stop?
Be better.
My thoughts. Just write a normal tweet about the podcast starting. Okay. Oh, all right.
I turned myself into a pickle. Put that at the end. Pickle Mitch.
Ugh.
Now that's funny.
Now Mr. Mike keeps look at me.
Remember code tweeting? Why didn't you two code tweeted that?
We did code tweet.
Remember that one time you code tweeted it?
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, I would have Mike code tweet with me all the time, and he would get so annoyed.
Nah.
I miss
my engagement.
I miss those feature updates from Twitter. We're like, oh, this is so stupid. Nobody's gonna use it, but at least it's dumb funny.
Yes.
Unless now we get like, oh shit, yeah. This whole system is broken now.
Yeah. Okay.
We added a number and we don't know where to put it. We changed the places like 3 times already.
We're gonna get started, everybody. I think we're ready. I got the rundown here in front of me. Let me bring up Stream Elements. That's what I'm forgetting.
Yeah. Get ready.
Jack.
Get ready. Back. What's that from, Jeff? What game is that? Get ready.
God, the way you're saying it. I don't know. Is it Crazy Taxi? It sounds.
How about mods? Is mods so? Get ready.
Like a million fighting games.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Oh.
Ryan got it.
All right. Good job.
Thank you, Ryan. It's Space Harrier, you Philistines or Philistines.
I never play Space Harrier.
Yeah, thank you. Chat knew.
Okay. I'm
playing it right now.
Prepped.
If you don't play Space Harrier, then you can go to hell.
If you said welcome to the fantasy zone, I would. God, I gave that to you as a Jeopardy question, jackass.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Suck my dick.
Okay, all right, Mike, you ready?
Oh, I actually play this game.
I count us in
I'm
and start
ready.
the show.
Get out of here, mods.
All
We're
right.
tired
Jesus.
of you. Leave us.
5,
I was right.
4, 3.
Sunglasses.
Oh, the button didn't work.
Good, because I was distracted by you suddenly putting sunglasses on.
You guys hear
What?
me?
Now you're working. I didn't hit you again. All right, cool. Elgato software just tipped the tippy toppiest. All right,
Here's the
5,
tip.
4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Oh, geez, Grandpa Jeff. I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
Woof, woof. I forgot. I got distracted. Just whooped again.
woof, woof.
We are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, we have Fire Emblem Engage impressions, our favorite Game Boy box art.
And we're a
which
Rick and Morty podcast now. We've decided to pivot. There's gold in them there hills.
That's right. Yeah, there's a bright future ahead.
Bright future for the Rick and Morty
Morty.
content creator scene.
I was at my friend's house like a couple of days ago. They were watching Rick and Morty and laughing, having a good time. I didn't want to tell them. I was like, I don't know.
Didn't have
I
the
don't know
heart.
if you know.
Yeah.
But,
It is weird to be that friend. Like, well, listen, I'm very online, so please sit down while I tell you some shit about this shit. It's like,
Yes,
it
exactly.
never goes great.
No, it does not. Hey Jeff, how's it going?
I don't know, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
All things considered. I mean, listen, I work a job where some people got laid off last week. I've been recovering since then, but that's what I'm doing now. I'm like, I gotta go back to work, and so I'm doing that now. It's like, okay, heads down, get back to work. I'm glad I have this show where eventually I could probably just lay you off. That'd be nice. That'd be fair.
You do have that power, I suppose. As soon as I would have gotten that power to fire you from GamesBeat, you left, you coward.
Yeah, weird.
So.
Yeah, weird coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was bullcrap. But Jeff, we got quite a few things to talk about. I thought we would talk about our Fire Emblem Engage impressions at the top of the show. It's a big new Nintendo release. People want to know. I've heard you tweeting and actually talking on Giant Bomb. You seem really into it.
It rules. I'm surprised how much I like it, because I like you had some reservations before it came out. I definitely wasn't as excited about it. And I'm trying to like put myself back in my shoes for like why and I think it was as simple as it looked like it had less character and more colors, and the colors was there to like sort of stand in for what would have otherwise been like, oh, here's some serious plot development that is really interesting.
It looked like weeb shit is what you're trying to say.
It looked like fucking weeb shit. And I started it up, and it is, but it's a really good Fire Emblem game still underneath all that. And then the weeb shit is like cartoony weeb shit that is very low touch. And it's just like, okay, here's some great character designs for the most part. I still don't love the red-blue hair on my main character.
Are you a Pepsi man or a Pepsi girl?
I'm a Pepsi man. How about you?
Oh, I'm a Pepsi girl. I accidentally got that right with the thumbnails. Good.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, okay, I think the big thing here is maybe I do like an intelligent systems developed Fire Emblem more than Bandai Namco working on Three Houses. I like Three Houses fine. It was a pretty good game. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as I liked Awakening. And now this is like, oh wait, I like this maybe as much as Awakening. And now the characters in Awakening were a little bit better.
By the way, not Bandai.
Oh, Koei, thank you, Koei Tecmo. I always mix those up, but it's all the same, right? It's all the same. They all make weeb shit.
Oh my god! Wow.
Now they look. I didn't say they look alike, Mike.
Wow.
Jeez.
You never did correct yourself on the Bombcast too when you were going on and on about that rewind mechanic that was introduced in Three Houses. Actually,
yeah, I committed to that. I said it was that's new. What's new is they just give you a ton of recharges for that out of the gate here, and then you had to grind it in the last one, and that's what I was like. It didn't feel like I had this many chances to restart. I don't know. It's a good game. What do you think about it?
I was very skeptical for a long time about this one. I thought the previews all kind of just gave me a weird vibe. I liked Three Houses a lot. I think I liked Three Houses more than you. I ended up playing through 2 paths on it. And yeah, you're right. This is kind of like much more anime weeb bullshit. Turns out that doesn't really bother me as much as I thought it would. And to be fair, like yeah, it's kind of a bunch of stupid plot stuff, and it's a lot of tropes and whatnot. So are most games like this. Three Houses was maybe only slightly better than this, to be honest.
Yeah, come on,
in a lot of
like
ways.
for real.
like I'm not gonna sit here and act like Three Houses was Shakespeare, I guess. And so that's like a dip in quality, that stuff. But and people were saying this, and I just kind of like at the time was too worried about the things I was worried about to really care. But the game does look a lot better, and some of it is almost garishly colorful, but mostly it just looks really nice. And the animations are very good this time around.
Yes,
it kind of reminds me
very good.
of when the Game Boy Advance games first came out. It was the first time we got to play Fire Emblem, and part of the reason why I liked it so much is like, wow, these animations rule. And we always kind of lost that when it transitioned to 3D, and it's been getting better. And now it's like, oh, we are kind of just like back to these being absolutely superb and being a big highlight of the game again. Yeah, it just turns out that Fire Emblem is super fun, and playing Fire Emblem feels very good here. Like the systems are relatively simple, but you get to engage with them immediately, like the whole engage mechanic. Again, it's like from the very first battle, that is a thing you can do, and you understand how it works, and it kind of seems like it's just going to expand from there. Do I think the characters I've been introduced to already are like as good as my little student boys and girls? Maybe not, but
No.
Again, turns out I'm not as bothered by that stuff as I thought I would be. I mean, there's still parts where I'm like, oh wow, we're doing Amnesia again, aren't we? And,
Yeah, it's
annoying.
real dumb.
Yeah, here's 2 annoying kid characters out of the gate. Great.
Yeah, they're twins, so there's 2 of them. Yeah.
There's twins. Both their voices aren't great. But it's like, at least I'm glad that the main character is voiced again. I kind of thought when they did it was weird when they did the silent protagonist thing in Three Houses. I still just wish they wouldn't have let you name them, because I hate like that pause whenever they're supposed to say their name.
Yes.
They call him just Divine Dragon, and it's
And if you hate that pause, let me tell you about a video game called Forspoken, which is just it's an entire game made out of those kinds of pauses. It's terrible.
Wait, you name your main character in Forspoken?
No, but it's like that pause, that weird, awkward pause happens all the time, no matter what. In between dialogue,
cool.
in between scenes, in between you moving and stopping moving to like load another it's whatever. We don't have to talk about Forspoken. You were saying like, yeah, the engage mechanic is great where you get it right out of the gate, and it's like it wants you to use it. It's very clear. Like, I was like, man, I be holding on to this. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to try to use it and see how the replenish on it is. And it's like, then you learn these little pools all around the map to instantly replenish that meter. It's like, oh, the game's called Engage. You should be doing this nonstop, basically. Yeah, you want to time it here and there, but most of it's a fun thing. Use the fun thing is how the game is designed, and it works really well. And then, I mean, even the bad stuff, people like the support conversations are really bad. And to me, I'm like, this sounds like all of the support conversations in all of these games.
I've only done a couple, but they already seem pretty similar-ish, I guess. I mean, maybe the characters just aren't as inherently interesting.
Yes,
although
I
like Silver Fox Beard Daddy, especially once I saw him in his like casual clothes. I was like, oh yes, very good. I like this guy.
Yep.
That's nice. But I guess I'm glad that they didn't just try to make Three Houses too. And I've said this before, I did not like how Fire Emblem Fates was just Fire Emblem Awakening 2 with pretty much all of those same systems, some stuff expanded, but it felt so similar that it was kind of to that game's detriment, because it just sort of, it felt less than, and already felt like, I kind of had done this before. I'm glad that we don't have maybe as robust a social thing this time around. I liked it in Three Houses.
Sure.
But I didn't need that again, per se, and I do kind of like having this smaller hub area, and I don't have to worry about doing the Persona style kind of day-to-day stuff in this one. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to like it as much as Three Houses. Ultimately, I do think that, having slightly better characters and story, maybe, and I'm going to do it again, maybe felt more engaged with those characters, maybe made things feel a bit more meaningful there, but also not as bothered by that as I thought.
I am, I think, going to end up liking it more than Three Houses. It's a game I did like a lot. I just, I'm kind of glad they scaled back some of the social stuff. It was a bit too much for me in Three Houses. And the actual fights, the actual combat here is so good, so on point, good. So variety. There's so much variety between the missions where it's like, oh, this is doing a fun little thing, and this thing, and this one's doing something slightly different. Now it's nighttime, so I gotta like go slowly. It's really well done, and and the production values are just as high as they've ever been. It looks so good. The camera is so dynamic. Someone in chat said the director of the game said they wanted to go for the GBA feel. I could kind of see that. And I was like, this does feel like a GBA game that has been HDified, and boy, it just looks great. I'm really enjoying my time with it.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely right. I didn't even hear that, and I was already comparing this to the kind of GBA games. Yep. Yeah, I totally do get that vibe. And, you might say, well, that sounds like it's kind of scaled back from, and like maybe it is again, but in ways that I do actually kind of enjoy. And even things I thought would bother me again, like the main character looking stupid. I don't think they look great, but I'm already kind of over that.
Yeah, over it. Yeah,
also,
exactly.
The voice acting for the female Alir is pretty good. I don't know how the male one is, but
he's good. He's solid. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. But it's like, sometimes with some of the anime bullshit episodes kind of laugh, like somebody dies because they run out of like their magic points, and it's one of those beautiful anime deaths where they look like they're, and I'm just like laughing at it. All right,
yeah. Great. I and then you go back, it's like very serious deaths, and then you'll go back to the Samniel, or whatever, however you pronounce it, the Samniel. The Sam Neill. You go back to the Sam Neill, and you'll do a support conversation, and it'll just be like that with one of those weird kids screaming about how awesome it is that you're sweating and you're all shiny, and it's like, okay, yes. All right, fine. This is everything is sort of at that level and below in terms of the quality, or like I don't know, whatever. And it's like, so I'm like kind of putting it all in the same pool of, it's very easy to just laugh at and move on from.
Too bad. Jeff, it's too bad though. It's ruined because they censored this game. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, they censored it for us soft Americans, where they won't let us marry an underage girl. We have to be business partners.
Maybe not marry, but like tell them, well, maybe we'll get married in the future.
That's right. That's what it was in Japan, right? And then here it's
we'll just be very close. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe it.
I can't believe they took out the grooming.
They took a Fire Emblem grooming. Fire Emblem Engage, Fire Emblem groom.
Yeah.
It's all wedding stuff. All right then. Yeah, good. I guess you said you were enjoying it, and I was like almost rolling my eyes, like, oh, of course Jeff's being that way.
Yeah, right.
Different, trying to undermine me. But then I was like, no, this is fun. Yep. I'm not going to. I need to keep doing this with games I'm worried about, because I did this with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, then ended up liking that. So I'm just gonna keep. I'm just going to keep lying, or not lying. I'm going to keep saying that I'm worried about games that...
and that turn out to be great, yeah.
Right, then I'll turn out to enjoy them a lot, and it will be good. I'm out of words saying where to start with the Fire Emblem series. Start with this one.
Start with this one.
Yeah, like it's not like the only thing is you're not going to know who some of these ghosts are. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but if you played like Smash Brothers, you'll know the main ones, so actually. You'll be fine, yeah.
Yeah, you'll know. It is funny. They're like, my name's Marth was it Engage Marth, he says? Or Emblem Marth? It's very stupid. The quest is literally go collect the 12 magical things. I'm like, all right, fine. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the same. People are like to say there's still like a lot of underage stuff, and of course that's just always gross in these games. And most games from Japan have something like that, and I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, always gross.
I was just playing Mega Man Legends. There's lots of weird stuff about like 14-year-olds in that game. Yay, Japan. Hey, everyone, if you are watching live, thank you so much. Please do hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it. It helps more people find the show. If you want to leave a super chat, we will answer it at some point during the show. I see we got a couple here already. It can be a question. It can be a comment. It could be about our topic of favorite Game Boy box art. So please hit us up there. All right, Jeff, you ready for some news?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Well, I actually kind of learned this from you earlier, but there are rumors of a new 2D Metroid game. This is apparently from a Spanish Twitter user named Nash Weedle, who supposedly leaked the Metroid Dread announcement in early 2021, and he's hinting at another 2D game by Mercury Steam that would come out in 2025. I don't think either of us have anything close to confirming or denying this rumor, Jeff. Nope. I just wanted to bring it up because we both like Metroid Dread a lot. I want to know what you think about this.
I'll confirm that this makes a lot of sense, that they should do this. Metroid Dread's a great game. It's the easiest game in the world to do a sequel to. It is a relatively affordable thing to make. Mercury Steam has already built up all of the talent and the institutional knowledge to pull off one of these games in a really, really easy way. Nintendo's already got a good working relationship with them. There is, of course, the issues with the work environment over at Mercury Steam, but you would assume, or you would hope that that stuff has been dealt with, and now they could just go make a new Metroid game that is even as good or better than Metroid Dread. I would be very happy with that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, what would you do after this? Just have them make another one. Now, Nintendo does not own Mercury Steam the way that they own a Next Level, right? So I guess
that's right.
Do contract stuff here, but Nintendo does that all the time.
Right, and Mercury Steam has always, for the most part, done contract stuff. So if they can keep getting those Nintendo contracts, I bet that's pretty good.
No, we said before that I completely lost my train of thought there, Jeff. But what would you like to see in a sequel to Metroid Dread? I think I like Dread so much that really the first only big thing I think about is better music, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's they don't need to get too crazy with it. It can just be mostly new environments, some new puzzles, but I don't need them to be like, we need to figure out a way for you to keep all your stuff at the beginning so that it doesn't feel like all the other. No, strip it all away again. Just do a Metroid game. Make a Metroid
video
game.
Yeah. People, that's one of the things that people quote unquote complain about because it seems clever, but also like, look, that's video games. Like even in Metroid Other M, like I get it. It is stupid the way they do it there with like needing permission, but mechanically we all get it. Like, yeah, look, it's a video game. You got to go and get the new powers. I think somebody, it might have been Jess, was talking about in Banjo-Tooie was the rare game where you just had all your powers from the first one. And at first it's great, but then it's like, we got to give them new powers now. And they give you shit that you use for like one puzzle, and that's it. Cause like, well, we can't give them like how much more stuff can we give them?
I don't want that. You know? That's not fun. That's a kind of counter to the Metroidvania method of you feel like everything you get is super useful across the entire world. I think that's probably the big thing I would want is a map that is maybe a little bit bigger, offers a little bit more room for exploration, for getting lost. And doesn't necessarily be like, well, once you're here, we'll funnel you to the next thing and still make it feel like a Metroid, but we're mostly funneling you. I think I'd like to just step back that for just a tiny step back from that is all I would want. But I think they probably will because the sequel can likely be even bigger than Dread was. So
we've had a couple Metroid games that took place on Zebes. Would you like if like the next 2D Metroid game went back to Talon 4 from Metroid Prime? Would that be cool? Or would you rather just see something new?
No, I would be fine with that, going back to Talon 4.
That, a while.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And maybe like the that is the big thing. It's like, you spend maybe half the game on one planet and then maybe go to another planet, or maybe like a big space station for the second half or something like that. Could be cool. Do something like that.
Fine. But yeah, I do want to see like some kind of interesting setting. I think that was great with Dread, especially all the Chozo looking stuff. I love those locations in Dread a bunch. But yeah, we said that Dread wasn't like this, maybe didn't sell as much as we were hoping for. It still is probably the best-selling Metroid game. And
yes.
As you said, couldn't have been as costly as other games can be, but you still get to sell it for $60, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's the big benefit of combining everything is that they can now sell the games that would have been handheld games previously. I mean, Samus Returns was that. They can sell for $60, so... Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just laughed at somebody in chat saying, give Samus a huge longer and bigger bobs.
Bigger bobs, yep.
You cracked the code. Very nice.
I mean, it's what we were all thinking.
So, all right, well, I hope that's true, and then we'll have a bunch of Metroid stuff to look forward to here. We're certainly not going to say anything about promising that this comes out. We've learned our lesson.
Fuck no.
Steamworld Build has been announced. This is the next Steamworld game taking place kind of adjacent to Steamworld Dig 2, it sounds like. But instead of being a kind of Metroidvania style thing with some action elements, and collection elements, this is a city builder with some of those action and collection elements. Pretty cool idea here, Jeff. I could kind of go for something SimCity-ish, but with a bit more flair and flavor, I guess.
Yeah, I'm in the market for something like this. Absolutely. I love SimCity. I love the SteamWorld universe. I love SteamWorld Dig. If you're kind of like mashing that stuff up together, I think that could work really well. I mean, building a city is just fun. It always is fun. So what can you do to mix up that gameplay a little bit and create a little bit of a loop? Well, yeah, I mean, have you go underground, dig stuff up that can fund your city. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a demo out now. I don't think the demo's on Switch, is it? But
I don't. It's on. I see it on Steam. I'm actually going to try it out here probably tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. So the game is going to come to Switch. Now this is like a 3D game, so I wonder if it's going to run as well on Switch compared to the other platforms. You know, before with the Steamworld Dig 2, it's going to run just fine on Switch. I guess we shall see with this one. But yeah, that's a cool announcement here. I'm pretty excited for that. It's been a while since I really played a city builder. I can definitely kind of go for that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Last little thing here, Jeff. Nintendo Switch Online members will gain access to Uno from today until January 29th. Oh, let's freaking go.
Let's fucking go. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to remember back when Uno was one of the earlier Xbox 360 like live arcade games.
Yeah, and you would see people have their cameras on, and you would see people's dongs and people doing cocaine.
They're huge dongers.
Yeah, they're huge dongers and bigger bobs, and then Samus Aran would steal a huge line of cocaine and call you a piece of shit, and you'd be like, "Okay, mommy." Yeah, that's how I played Uno on the Xbox. Now I hope that comes to the Switch. That's great.
They should just add mommy doms to Uno. Yeah. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that's something we didn't mention about Fire Emblem. Like you meet your mommy dom right away in that game.
Right away.
And
she has huge bobs, just like Samus Aran is going to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got distracted.
We got distracted. All right, Uno's great. I'll be happy to play Uno.
This is weird. Why are they doing this?
I don't know. Gotta put something on there, and they refuse to release Metroid Prime Remastered to spite us. So what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, I mean, they do have to put something on there, I guess. But this feels like worse than nothing somehow. In some way, this almost feels worse than nothing. Like,
Uno rules.
I love Uno. Yes, I love Uno. This is like not like you have so many games there or so many systems on Nintendo Switch Online. You have the Game Boy and Game Boy Color you haven't put on there yet. What are we doing? Come on, do something more than this.
You think was there an Uno game for Game Boy?
I would say yes. I would guess yes.
I'm gonna go up now. Yeah. I would also think yes, but now I just don't know. Uno Game Boy. Oh man, there is in fact an Uno game for the Game Boy Color.
Oh, of course it is. Yes, that
even
makes
Wikipedia specifies for Game Boy Color.
Yeah, so there were Game Boy Color exclusive games. Of course there were.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this in mind for Boxer too, because that's incredible. He's got these like Uno cars. One has like a cowboy hat on. One's a race car driver, I think. No, he's a football player. This is very good stuff.
Is DOS on Game Boy Color?
DOS, the sequel to Uno.
The sequel to Uno. Yeah.
Riven, the sequel to Myst. Incredible. All right, Jeff, that is it for the news. We should look at some questions from our community. I know we got some super chats. We'll read those in a bit, everybody. You ready for this? Bump, bump, bump.
Yeah, hit me. Hold my hand. Everything will be okay.
Be okay.
All right, sorry.
That was nominated for Best Picture. I feel almost bad rooting for it because I saw nothing else because I'm a scrub. But yeah, I'm gonna root for the Airplanes Go Fast movie. It's not gonna win anyways. Don't worry, people. I can't hurt you. First up here from Newhouse Estates is, hey guys, I know it's often asked, but do either of you feel or believe, not predict, we see any Metroid this year? Thanks. Well, this 2D Metroid game is rumored for 2025. I don't think Metroid Prime 4 comes out this year, so the question is Metroid Prime Remastered coming out? It sure makes sense. We are not going to promise or predict anything with that. Sorry.
Yep. Sure does make sense, though.
Sure does. It would sure be weird. I mean, look, there's reports that, and people were saying this from before, that this Fire Emblem game was done for a while before they released it. And then
for
Nintendo
more than a year.
operates like that, right?
Yep.
So we still have reason to believe that Metroid Prime Remastered is finished and they can just release it whenever they want. Now, you assume that would happen at some point in the next 12 months, especially when like that schedule starts thinning out here, especially once Zelda's out. But again, who knows? Hired Source says, hey there, Grubb Naughty boys. Has anyone ever said that before? Grubb Naughty? We've never done the fusion dance.
No.
Doesn't sound awful to say Grubb Naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just curious what you two think the actual possibility of the Switch follow-up actually using DLSS for better performances. I'm surprised the Steam Deck didn't find a way to do it actually.
I mean, Steam Deck doesn't use NVIDIA hardware, so that's why that's the case. It has FSR built in, which is AMD's equivalent. It doesn't work though. It doesn't. I don't think it actually does anything, but I think it's built in. I think it will use DLSS. I think that is a marquee NVIDIA feature for the foreseeable future. I think it is the kind of thing where if they can get every game on the Switch follow-up to use DLSS, that's every game that is on PC also using DLSS, and it improves the value of NVIDIA cards going forward. I think it's very, very likely.
Colin says, what Nintendo level would you most like to see in Power Wash Simulator? How about like Wario's filthy castle and he's like getting mad at you for cleaning it the entire time?
What's the question? Sorry, I was distracted.
Were you looking up somebody's giant bobs again?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking it up. I already have it saved here on my hard drive. I just glanced at it. What
were you thinking about your mommy Dommy from Fire Emblem?
Yes, I'm missing her. Missing her quite a lot.
Colin asked you specifically. He said, wow, I sure hope that Jeff Grubb pays attention and answers this question with a lot of thought and meaning.
Fuck you,
Colin.
Colin.
What Nintendo level would you most like to see in Power Wash Simulator?
Wario was a good one. Wario's track from Mario Kart 64. That's actually, let's do that. Let's just clean the entire dirt track. And
Cam Brown chat said Delfino Plaza, and that's actually the correct answer.
Yeah, that's good.
That
is basically Power Wash Simulator.
Evo Janice says, Link has had a talking hat, sword, and even a boat. I think it's time his shield has a personality too. If the next top-down Zelda game had a talking shield, what would be its gimmick mechanic to get you through the world? It would be a mommy Dommy.
I was gonna be like, you surf on the sword or on the shield like you did in Breath of the Wild, and the shield gets really mad when you do it because it hurts him.
Yeah, she gets real mad, but like kind of likes it.
Kind of like, yes,
one of those things.
Calls you mommy, yeah.
Calls you mommy. Yeah, you play as Linkle instead. Teach QC says, if Nintendo is bold enough to not make the next new hardware backwards compatible, what do you think the special feature for it, i.e. Wii U and gamepad, Switch being hybrid, etc., will be? I mean, I think it's going to be backwards compatible. If there is a special feature, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to have anything that weird. I mean,
I think it will, but it won't be to the detriment of the rest of it being a Switch.
It'll be like the stuff they talked about with the Switch that ended up not mattering, like the 3D audio or 3D vibration, and like all the stuff with the Joy-Cons being sort of motion sensors,
HD rumble, and the IR camera.
Man, I forget about that IR camera a lot. There'll be stuff like that, and there'll be like fun talking points for their reveal event. But
of course, there always is. I mean, remember when we used to talk about the DualSense stuff as if that stuff matters? That mattered for like 3 games, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, and I even like the DualSense. Yeah, you're right. I mean, no one ever used it nearly as good as freaking Astro. So, whoops. Tink says, how excited are you all for the Tetris movie about Hank Rogers securing the rights to Tetris for the Game Boy? Apparently, it's coming out in March. Is this a real thing?
Send me a trailer. That's so my shit. That's so my shit. I love those kinds of stories and those kinds of movies. I'm very excited. I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't suck.
That sounds like that movie with Walt Disney and the Mary Poppins lady to me, which I enjoyed.
Right, and it sounds like the founder, the McDonald's Ray Kroc movie. Like, yeah.
I got it. I know like the point of that movie wasn't that McDonald's is good, but boy, was I starving for McDonald's after that movie.
Absolutely.
I had to go to one afterwards.
Big Mac right in my mouth, please.
Man, there's a clip. I want Big Mac right in my mouth. Jedi Moss Force says, here why I think Nintendo is bullish on a whole other year for the Switch going to 2024. 1, Mario movie likely boosting game and console sales.
Yes.
2, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
3, a price cut for the Switch in 2023 is an option and probably more feasible for them than before.
Sure.
What are the odds they do a price cut to the Switch system to boost potential sales if they do plan on dragging this out into 2024?
I mean, I think that the odds are like 20-80. Like there's a 20% chance they will cut the price. That's pretty high compared to like the 0% chance up until now. But it is an option that they could pull at any time. And they would be... Here's why I still think it's pretty low. I think they want to keep the price relatively high so that when they charge even more for the follow-up Switch, it looks okay on store shelves. It doesn't feel like some massive gap. And so I think they probably still keep it the same price.
Dan Park, Mark 3 says, to the Arby's of Video Game Podcast. That's a compliment. Jeff, I went to Arby's today. Have you had the new loaded mac and cheese?
No, I've not. How was it?
Ooh. Well, they've had this white cheddar mac and cheese that's been on and off the menu. They brought it back, but now you can get a version of it where they like cut up a couple chicken fingies and put those in there, and they have that amazing pepper bacon they have, and they even drizzle a little ranch on there. It is very good. Highly recommend
tasty.
everybody. Oh, it's tasty. Anyways, Dan continues. Nintendo's foray into theme parks seems to have been a success. What's the next industry that Nintendo enters despite having little to no history with it? What? Dolphins?
Coffins.
Oh, coffins.
Coffins.
Coffins. You're gonna get buried in a coffin that looks like Waluigi's Lowrider or Wario's Lowrider.
No, I can't stop. No, because they'll make exclusively children's coffins. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm going this way, Mike.
Jeff, what the fuck?
I don't know. I couldn't stop myself.
We were having fun talking about mommy dommies and huge dongers. You just had to go. You just had to do that. Let's go back to this question. I don't know. I think they're actually going to be pretty good worrying about movies and theme parks for a bit. I mean, what else is there? I guess they haven't done that much with TV yet.
Yeah,
so...
I mean, and that's part of like Illumination will help them get there. They'll do a TV show with Illumination probably eventually.
Jeff, I'm just going to say that you're still trying to channel your grandpa Rick, which is why you went to like unnecessarily dark humor.
That's right. He's in me now. Cool. More clips.
He's in me now. Hey, from God Rizla here. Hello, Beef and Cheddar Boys. Actually, it says Chief and Better Boys, which is breaking my head. Mainly a question for Mike here. Those are the best kinds of questions. Jeff is on timeout. How do I Mega Man X? I've been playing it on my Switch. I can't. I'm terrible. Consistently taking hits, etc. I didn't expect this game to be so difficult. I am, however, really enjoying it, though. Also, yay, more Switch in 2023. I guess instead of a new console announcement? Oh, yeah, I don't think they're going to announce anything anytime soon. Maybe at the end of the year. Most of the time when I watch people playing Mega Man and they're struggling, they're going too fast. They're trying to play it more like a Mario or a Sonic, where they want to just kind of keep on moving. Once you see an enemy, you almost need to immediately stop and assess the situation and deal with them. There's kind of a lot of stopping there and thinking for a bit. I think is kind of the best way to go. But it's also games that like go ahead, look up the guides, find out the boss order, especially Mega Man X, find out where those capsules are because you're gonna really need those. You don't want to miss those. Heck, even go like watch people play through it. Like knowing what to do is not going to make it any less challenging or fun. So there's my Mega Man help for you. Screaming Madness says, "Hello, Nintendo Pooches. The question is mainly for Grubb." Whoa, but Mike can interject.
Back.
Oh, I will interject. If Nintendo announced in their next direct that the team behind Cruisin' Blast made a new wave race with a banger new theme, how would you feel?
Wouldn't love it.
Not really the right fit, huh?
Not the right fit. I mean, the thing that made Cruisin' Blast good is they just made roller coasters, and the thing that makes Wave Race good is that it's this physics simulator that is perfect. And so, yeah, it's not the right fit, but I mean, I don't know. That Cruisin' Blast team has got some talented developers on it. Maybe they could figure it out. I wouldn't hate it, but I wouldn't feel great.
Clink says, "Hello, Mike Cheese." Oh, Chessmaster Minotti. I guess I just really wanted that to be about cheese. And Jeff, Checkers Enthusiast Grubb. What performance can we reasonably expect for Zelda? Breath of the Wild didn't exactly run well back at the Switch launch, and it's almost 6 years later. I mean, this is kind of like my one point of worry, which hopefully means it's something that once I actually play the game, I won't care about at all. That's been the trend with me in Nintendo games. So I don't know, Jeff, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting it to mostly run fine. I think they will know the weaknesses of the Switch, and they will have developed the game around those weaknesses in a way that they could not with Breath of the Wild. So I'm just not that worried. I'm expecting this to be a mostly well put together game in terms of stuff like the performance and the tech.
Gratoda's ass says, "Sup, dogs. Missed out on last week's question about disappointing sequels, and I never want to miss an opportunity to talk about the masterpiece that is Donkey Kong 94. Only a few years ago, I found out that Mario vs. Donkey Kong on GBA is a sequel. I didn't like the art style, and the controls didn't feel great. still a decent game, but just a disappointing experience after such a great first game. Yeah, I kind of forget too that Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a direct sequel to that game. It's
Yep.
very similar.
Yeah,
Then
a
it
lot,
kind
of,
of
a
became
lot of similar stuff going on in that game. Yeah.
it eventually became more and more Lemmings-esque and
Yes.
kind of worse as time went on. But at first, it really was just Mario 94 with sort of a worse, like, I never liked that whole, like, toy factory aesthetic kind of thing, you know?
And the Mario versus Donkey Kong is kind of a garish looking game. Like, it's so colorful in a way that it's off-putting.
Yeah, it's using, like, 3D model renders, right? Whereas Donkey Kong 94 just has these really attractive sprites. Donkey Kong 94 is so good. Jamie says, the discussion came up again last week, so I'll pose the question to you in the community. Do you want weapon degradation to return into the kingdom? I'd be fine with it if a repair/crafting system was introduced too, whether it be using rupees, materials, or duplicate weapons. Yeah, I do. I mean, I never had any issue with that system. My only concern will be having to hear people complain about it again, to be honest.
Same. That's exactly my worry. And I want it to come back. I want them to refine it so that people, like, maybe they can find a way to pull it off and have people not complain, but man, that'll be a miracle. So we'll see.
Yeah. I thought it was completely fine. I always liked how you kind of like, you were in situations where sometimes you had to use force weapons or think about what weapons you're using or think about picking up a weapon in the middle of the fight. I don't know. I think some people kind of got in their heads more than anything that like they worried about worst case scenarios or just really bothered them that they weren't using their strongest weapon all the time because it was just something they were used to. I don't know. You can probably go really in depth on the psychology of why that mechanic really bothered some people. Because, like, mechanically, it's really not that big a deal. You're swinging a weapon, like, all the time still.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah, it is the same thing as saying, I don't want my ammo to ever run out in Halo. And it's like, no, that's part of the loop. It's part of it, and it's actually great. It actually makes the game even more fun, but people just can't get over the mental hump.
Jeff, you said the word Halo. I want to go on a little tangent here.
Sure, let's do it.
It's really bothering me how some people are kind of rewriting history, like Halo, and it seems like history is going to be rewritten forever.
Yes, it's done.
That Halo Infinite was some kind of bad game now.
Yep.
Like, again, I still like that campaign a lot. I see some people like, oh, the story was bad. I was like, is the story good? And like many of the Halo games, like I get that complaint, right? Like you have so much time focused on these two new characters. And they seem to not leave much of a impact, right? Nobody talks about Weapon, right?
Yeah.
Or if that's her name, right? So I get it, but still, super fun campaign, and the multiplayer was really fun for a while. It just wasn't supported and didn't really have a chance to evolve in any.
Yeah, it just didn't have a lot of new modes. Didn't have a lot of new stuff dropping all the time. But what was there was good. And then the campaign is really solid up until those later corridor sections, which I guess I mean for me it's like, well, I mean they had a lot of great stuff in that campaign. Like it's a real, if I'm just rating the campaign, it's a real solid 4 out of 5. When it launched, the multiplayer was 5 out of 5. It was that good. It just needed ongoing support, and it never got that. Yeah, I mean history's rewritten, perception's reality, Mike. It's over. This game will be remembered in a negative context, a not negative connotation. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe when like the next one comes out, then people like talk about how this one's bad and Infinite was good, right? That kind of thing.
That will happen probably, yeah.
Octo says, yo there, Jeff, engage Grubb. To Mike, worried about set engagement Minotti. My first Mario game was Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land on Game Boy. I was confused for years regarding what a Wario/Mario was. A Jekyll and Hyde situation? Different people? The mind races. Do you have any gaming mysteries or similar cases of confusion as a kid? Thanks for all the great stuff you do. P.S. So are you going to be the new voices of Rick and Morty? Who does which? Wow. He asked that question way before we committed to that bit. That's funny. Well, obviously, I am Morty and Jeff is Rick, apparently.
Yep.
I definitely have Morty energy. I don't think that confuses or surprises anybody here. Is there anything like that, Jeff, where you're just fundamentally confused about a game's...
I don't know if it was like confused, but like surprised to learn maybe that... that Fighter's Destiny game, I think that's what it's called, with Karnoff in it. I'm like, wait, is that Karnoff? And then realizing that Karnoff was like this, almost a mascot character for Data East, I think it was. I'm like, whoa, really? I didn't realize it was like that whole thing. So it's situations like that, not necessarily ones where I was confused, although I'm sure I was confused and wrong about many things in the past.
I think the intro for Mega Man 4 has like a flashback of Rock becoming Mega Man. Like going from being like a house servant robot to a super fighting robot. And as a kid, I misinterpreted that as Mega Man was a real boy who got turned into a robot, and I thought for a long time that was the lore.
There you go.
I don't think I really quite understood it until they played Mega Man Powered Up or something, made it more clear. I forget. Casual says, no question for me this week. I just want to show my love for the Bouillon Boys and all the work you put into entertaining us week after week. Here's to another year of supporting you. Thank you, Casual.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dr. Seth says, hey, Nintendo Pooches, how often do you think Mario and Luigi get chafing down there? All that running and jumping can't be healthy for the crotch. Well, if they keep up with their grooming, Jeff, maybe with Manscaped products, and maybe they use the promo code MESS at manscaped.com and save 20% off and get free shipping, they wouldn't have those issues.
Yeah, as far as we know, we have not tried the products yet. We will very soon, but that product code, that promo code is live and ready to use right now. So if you want to pick something up, we would let us know. I'd love to hear it.
Taz says, Les Nintendogis. Is there Doge? I don't know what the French word for Nintendo is. Is there a Nintendo title you think performed or reviewed better than it would have due to its IP, but otherwise might not have gotten a second look? I mean, there's got to be some stuff that they throw Mario on that helped, but I'm not sure. Like, obviously, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle would have done much worse if it was just Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
I mean,
right?
yeah, that's obvious. The obvious one, yeah. Is there a Nintendo title you think performed or reviewed better than it should have due to its IP? I mean, yeah, but I almost, part of me is like sort of against the framing of this question. I think if a Nintendo IP makes people like something more, that makes people like it more. And it's not really, then it deserves to have that score because people like it more because of the IP. We can't like be like, well, if we put it in a vacuum and strip Mario out of it, how would people feel about it? Well, we can't do that. So it almost doesn't matter. But I think stuff like some like the Paper Mario games that weren't 1,000-Year Door, maybe those wouldn't be quite as beloved if they were just, but I mean, those are still solid games. I mean, but beloved maybe. There's obvious examples, but I think for the most part.
There's like counter examples, like maybe Star Fox Adventures would have been better off if it actually was just Dinosaur Planet, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And then Velocity Prime says, Dear Dogs, why is the GameCube getting so much overwhelming nostalgia compared to its generation contemporaries? Isn't it a bit odd that the PlayStation 2, still the most successful game console of all time, doesn't muster as much talk these days as Nintendo's purple lunchbox? Jeff, we've talked about this a bit. I think it's a combination of the console being underrated at the time. People like this, it actually was a thing that there was like a kind of a consensus that, yeah, Nintendo's kind of uncool and for babies. So even if like those games are good, like, ooh, we need to play Grand Theft Auto. And that's just like, the games are for everyone, but there was a specific generation, and it kind of is like our generation that was the target demo first with NES being kids growing up with it. So now they're hitting their edgy like teen or early teen years, and a lot of them are like, "Ooh, Nintendo is kind of embarrassing and kiddie."
Yeah,
but yeah, and now everybody's obviously completely over that, and the GameCube underperformed, so it's harder to get a hold of these games compared to PlayStation 2
and the
games.
GameCube was like a really good system, so going back to those games, it's like, oh, these look even better than most PS2 games. Like most PS2 games, PS2 was fine, but the graphics really are demonstrably worse than the GameCube and the Xbox. And the GameCube had the benefit of also then on top of that having a lot of games, Nintendo first party with just better art. And so you go back to me like, man, these are almost timeless. And really it is the first timeless concept. I mean, the Xbox and the PS2 were right there, but they weren't doing a first party cell shaded like blockbuster game like Wind Waker. Yeah, Wind Waker. Thank you. And so it's like when you go back, it's like, man, this really does just hold up straight up. So I think that's a big part of it.
Right. And Nintendo's not like doing much to help that audience themselves, so people are just kind of, there's fervor sort of happening outside of it, so they're kind of starving for this stuff too on top of everything else. But basically the GameCube rules is why it's such a good system. B Trim says, do you think the Ace Attorney series is over, or will we see a Switch game? Oh, I think we're going to see a new one. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw one this year even, whether that's Ace Attorney 7, I think the next one would be, or 8, I forget. No, it would be 7. Or whether that is, a new one in the sub-series, like a new Miles Edgeworth, a new Great Ace Attorney, maybe even a new collection they might do a collection of those Miles Edgeworth games, which was 2 of them, and we only ever got the first one here, so that would be something they could do. Kind of like with that Great Ace Attorney collection. I think it did really well in the West because we hadn't had those games before, so you can pretty easily put that one out there and make some money. Hoss says, "Hey, yo, dogs. I very much enjoyed Mike's top 100 list. Grim Fandango was a surprising deep cut. When are we getting Jeff's list? I assume it's too presumptuous to expect Link's Awakening at number 1. Yeah, Jeff, I don't know if you got to watch any of that, but I did
watch a little bit of it,
putting it together.
Yeah, it seems like a fun exercise. I will do one. Seems like a good time. I'll make that happen here pretty soon. And I don't think it's not out of the realm of possibility that Link's Awakening is number 1. It's definitely very frequently in my brain my favorite game. So we'll see.
For me, like doing like that top stuff wasn't almost too surprising. I kind of knew where that would land. It was sort of fun seeing like what's like making it barely on the list and what stuff isn't making it. That was
that's gonna be fun and tough, I think.
Huh. I didn't even notice this. Chris says that Donkey Kong 94 is my 94th game.
That's cool. I like that, and that deserves to be in the top 100. It's that good of a game.
Oh, it's fantastic. Love it. Drewman says, "Hey there, Pound Dogs. Even though I could ask Google, I'd rather ask you filthy animals. With all the Kid Icarus rumors, has there been a single 3DS to Switch port yet? I don't think so, but I could easily be wrong." Well, actually, Great Ace Attorney games, that collection.
Yeah.
That was 3DS at first, I believe.
The King of Town says Rune Factory 4. Turbo Sean says, yes, several.
Metopia?
Lol. Yeah, Metopia is a good one, yeah.
Man, everyone says Metopia. I guess, I did it. When I thought about it at first, I wasn't sure, because there's a bunch that you would almost expect to have been ported that haven't been, like Metroid,
Samus Returns. Luigi's Mansion 2.
I don't know. Yeah, but what's the other one?
Something that, okay, fine. Immediately shoot me down, Mike. This is why we can't do this show anymore.
That was a bad one. I don't think they would port that. That's just the worst.
Sure, but it's just like, that's something that could have happened.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking specifically of something.
Xenoblade. Isn't there a Xenoblade game on there that they haven't ported, or is that the Wii one, the Wii version?
No, that's just a different remake of Xenoblade 1, and then they made a better remake of Xenoblade 1.
Isn't there a Xenoblade X or something that hasn't been?
No, that's a Wii U game.
Okay, yes.
You idiot.
I don't give a fuck.
Next question here is from Chaos Buckaroos. Howdy, fellas. I want to say that I felt like the Walter White screaming in the car meme while watching Mike's Top 100 stream and seeing classics like Metal Gear Solid 3 and Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, my typos. I think. Sorry. Did I really write Metal Gear Solid 3? That's funny. I have really enjoyed all of your nightly streams of late. I, too, have recently had a big nostalgia wait for the PlayStation 1, and I never even had one. Thank you, Chaos. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun going back to the PlayStation 1 lately, Jeff. I was even playing some original Tomb Raider the other day, which, I'm relatively immune to like games feeling janky and old. That game feels kind of janky and old to me, which I imagine means it's unplayable for most people these days.
Yeah, I would. They need to like redo some of those games at this point. They would be tough for most people to go back to. Yes.
Well, it's not like they ever try to really re-release this. Well, they made that like 360 era remake of one Tomb Raider Anniversary that people speak highly of.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll have to maybe check that out later. Tomb Raider 2 is the one people do really like even more than the first one, so I want to try that one out too. Mr. Bower says, "Hey Mike, why are you booing me? My top 100 list is right, Minotti, and Jeff actively booing Grubb. Since we're in the year of the rabbit, I want to know your favorite rabbits in video games. I'm going to give a shout out to Mips, the yellow rabbit from the still great Super Mario 64. Oh, that's his name? Yeah, I do. That was the first rabbit I thought of, I think, actually. Mips was very good. I like those weird rabbit goons from Mario Odyssey quite a lot as well, though. What are they called? Shoot, not Groodles.
Broodals, yeah.
Broodals. Yes, I liked those quite a bit.
I have an answer.
What about you? Do you have an answer, Jeff?
Yeah, I do. The rabbit, the bunny that you buy the Street Pass games from when you downloaded the extra Street Pass games. It's like, I think you downloaded it, and then you, in order to actually like play them, you had to talk to this bunny, and he'd be like, "Listen, if you buy them all as a bundle, I'll give you a deal." It was very similar to Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. So it was part of the time when Nintendo was just testing out having digital salesmen, and this bunny was one of them. So, shout out to the bunny from the Street Pass games.
John said Jumping Flash, and I want to play Jumping Flash 2 on PlayStation 1 very badly. Speaking about all that. Better Call Samus says, "Hey fellas, thanks for introducing me to the music of Carlos Ayin. What are some of your favorite covers of Nintendo game music, or what Nintendo game soundtrack do you wish someone would cover? Thanks, man. I used to be a lot more into the whole OC remix thing. I mean, like back in like 2006 is when I was on OC remix a lot. I remember there was like a jazz band that did a cover of the Mario Brothers 2 theme, and I would just listen to that all the time. That was awesome. Like these days, the original arrangements of games are just honestly so good.
Yeah.
I don't think as much about arrangement as much as I used to. So I don't know if I had like an answer for which one do I wish someone would do a whole cover for. Although, sometimes one of these companies will do like a whole album of arrangements. There was one that did one for like Final Fantasy 6 recently, and that was really cool. Maybe if you did that treatment to like Mario RPG or something, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, I want all of the music of this isn't Nintendo, but I want to say Uncharted. What's the game? The one that's like Earthbound.
Undertale.
Thank you. I want all of Undertale done with a theremin. I just want it like completely broken down and really fucked up, and put that album out. I'll make it. I'll make it.
I would be shocked if that doesn't exist. If anything you can do with the Undertale soundtrack, probably.
You're
already
right. Totally.
exists.
You're totally right. Yeah.
There's actually like a lyrical version of Asgore that I kind of like. Yeah, there's a lot of Undertale fans. Dev Bopalier Direct says, "Woof woof to my dogs. Is there any more pressure on Nintendo to release a worthy successor to the Switch? Now that the handheld market has made insane improvements since 2017, I wonder if there could be any backlash if it releases in say 2024 and it can't match the Steam Deck on hardware level. Thanks as always."
It'll match week. By 2024. If it's coming out in 2024, it'll match the Steam Deck.
I mean, it better. I guess that's I mean, to your point, if it didn't and it came out in 2024, then yes, that would maybe be a bit of a problem. Not an insurmountable one for them.
Yeah,
but I think that would be a not so great look.
I mean, listen, in 2024, we will probably begin hearing about a follow up to the Steam Deck. We will be seeing a lot more competition for the Steam Deck hitting the market. And the Steam Deck 2 is going to be significantly more expensive than the Steam Deck 1. They will not take that same beating on the price that they did with the first one, where they gave everybody a deal. So, like, out of the gate, Nintendo still will want to just come in at a competitive price and mostly match Steam Deck, and then rely on DLSS and a lot of other NVIDIA trickery to kind of get to the rest of the way there. And I think that's a good recipe for them.
Beef Hammer says, hey, Mike, Sonic the Hedgehog over Link to the Past Minotti. And Jeff, he put Kingdom Hearts 2 over Link Between Worlds, Grubb. What's your go-to idea when making a custom character? I tend to have trouble recreating myself in games, so I either make my character female or look like an absolute abomination, especially if it's multiplayer. I don't know. I either kind of make someone that looks like me, which generally just means bald and with a beard, or I'll just make a waifu.
You where was Link Between Worlds?
I don't know. It's on my list. You can go watch if you want, if you're so interested.
I guess I gotta engage. I gotta do a hate engage now. Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly. You're gonna watch me like I'm Velma, baby.
Gross. I don't know. I just got so mad when I read that. It's Kingdom Hearts above Link Between Worlds. All right, fine.
Kingdom Hearts 2. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 was even maybe not higher.
Okay. I mean, the words Kingdom and Hearts anywhere is kind of what I took issue with. I don't give a shit which one it is. All right. What's your go-to idea? We're making a custom character. I try something different every time, usually. I usually actually just try to get the hair like mine, although at this point, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier these days. See, we all did you a favor.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, I guess. Yeah, thank you for not releasing Metroid Prime Remastered, Nintendo. You're so kind to me.
One Up versus CPU says, do you think Nintendo cares about taking the best-selling system of all time spot from PlayStation 2? I don't know. They shouldn't. I'll say that.
I don't think they care. They don't care. Yeah. I mean, there's so many caveats and technicalities, that kind of stuff.
Some people bought PlayStation 2 because it was a DVD player.
Yeah, and the Switch, like so many people own multiple Switches because they upgrade and stuff like that, and they want different versions. It's I think the thing they should worry about is like having a console that sells more than 1 billion or like 1 trillion pieces of software, whatever the big number is. It's like some huge number. It's probably not 1 trillion.
It's surprised to be billion.
It's like something like probably like 1 billion pieces of software. I think they've gotten to like 999 million or like really close a couple of times. But they haven't.
Would have reached it if they had made a new F-Zero.
Yeah, so they just got to release that F-Zero, and that'll put them over the top.
Bench JC says, "Hey Jeff and Mike, hope you had a nice weekend. Here's the question: you can each pick a Nintendo console and 3 games. That console and those games are the only games you can play for the rest of time. The games can't be remasters or collections of games. Original games that launched on that system."
Oh, this is tough.
That's pretty rough. I mean, I guess immediately thinking like GameCube with Smash Brothers, Melee, Metroid Prime, and I don't know, maybe Wind Waker wouldn't be.
Can I do
terrible.
a Wii and then play GameCube games on there as well?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think that's in the spirit of his question.
Okay, because it's backward compatible, but it's not a remaster. But okay.
I guess really, I would say probably Switch with Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Odyssey, and maybe Breath of the Wild would probably make me pretty happy.
Yeah, honestly, that's if I like really boil it down, it's probably something pretty similar where it is Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and then maybe Animal Crossing or something like that. Yeah.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, "Hey Mitch, why am I Mitching out Naughty and Jeff? The holes are where I bury Mitch's bad gaming takes Grubb. Yes or no? Is GoldenEye dropping tomorrow on Switch at the Xbox event?" Oh, I didn't even think about this.
I think it's possible. I don't know.
Just say yes, you coward.
Yeah. Yes. Cool, Mike.
Geez,
Thanks.
Grandpa Rick. Do you think Xbox is going to release GoldenEye tomorrow during their direct?
You kids don't even really like GoldenEye. You just hadn't played Quake like I was playing. I'm Grandpa Rick, and I had a GPU.
All right, very good. The Jan in the Hat says, "Woof woof, PB and Jeff Grubb, and macaroni and cheese Minotti." Ooh, I like that. Name your favorite fit from Breath of the Wild you'd like to see come back in Tears of the Kingdom. I liked the Switch shirt and the chic mask. I'm a stats slut, Jeff. I just wore whatever gave me the best stats, no matter what it looked like. I have to be honest. I was almost opposed. Sometimes I'm opposed to like transmogging. No, I need to just wear what actually I look like.
Right.
Depends on the game.
I need to be punished for playing this way. Absolutely.
Right. Exactly. Anderson64 says, "No question this week, but wanted to let you two know I have rejoined the Patreon and super happy to support you all. Thanks for making fun, mostly non-cringe content." Man, Jeff, that should be our goal. We should be much more cringy this year, actually.
And now that you're giving us money again, we'll be much more cringy, we promise. Thank you so much for the support.
I think we'll get there if we continue to try to be Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah, totally. This could be our cringiest episode ever. I'm proud of us.
Lazar Wolf says, "Hello, Jeff, Tribal Chief Grubb, and Mike, Honorary Oos Minotti. Fado, it's time to start supporting my favorite beef and cheddar boys. Is Sammy going to win the Rumble?" Thank you so much, Wolf.
Acknowledge me. Sorry.
It's rough because
probably not.
You have Cody returning, and it makes so much sense for him to win. But then you kind of have the Sami Zayn storyline accidentally get big. I wonder if maybe you could have Roman fight both of them because he has 2 titles, and maybe the storyline is he has 2 matches and he loses both of the titles through the night, or maybe just one of them. My money would still be on Cody, or maybe even if they really do want to do The Rock versus.
Yeah, my money's on The Rock. I'm trying to think what is the most basic bitch shit they could do, and yeah.
Right. Well, we'll see because they always said they can get him. It's hard to get The Rock sometimes. So
yeah, I think The Rock is primed for a return back home to sort of lick his wounds after the whole hierarchy of power has been messed around with the DC universe.
This is his recovery.
Yeah, this is him being I need to reset.
All right. Next one here is from Gigantes, like Cervantes the pirate. He says, "Greetings,
Gigantes.
Jeff." Oh, damn it. "Greetings, Jeff, like the author Grubb and Mike, no, the pirate Minotti. Well. Oh, how the thumbnails have changed. I'm sure it's already been discussed, but if not, what are your impressions of Fire Emblem Engage? I think Mike's concerns last week were valid over story and interesting characters, but the combat is really fun, so I'm very happy with this game. Hope y'all are enjoying too." Yeah, a lot of my concerns, I think, were founded, but not as bad as I really thought. Look, there's games that I like. Look, I like Tales of Arise a lot. and everybody like seems to like Tales of Arise. It's not like the writing in Tales of Arise
Absolutely
is really
not,
any
yeah.
better than this. Like, let's
Yeah.
be honest with ourselves. And you know, I wish the writing was better in both games, I guess,
Sure.
but it's not going to ruin the experience for me.
And it's just the thing about it is, you know what? I lost my train of thought. Never mind. Just go ahead, Mike.
There's been a lot of that going along here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a
Xylax-
long day, a long week, and I'm losing my mind right now. So we'll just,
That's
if I
fine.
think of it, I'll bring it back up later.
Xylax says, do you think there are people in the year of our Lord 2023 who think Crash Bandicoot is better than Mario? Does people ever exist, or is Crash the marketing just very successful? I'm sure back during the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 days, kids that had a PlayStation and didn't have a Nintendo 64 would think that Crash Bandicoot was better. They were still wrong then. I will say, I do like the Crash Bandicoot games a lot. Those original 3 are great, and Crash 4, very good. None of them are as good as Mario 64 or Mario Odyssey.
Yes, correct.
Bayleaf Moon says, hello, Mike plays WarioWare Twisted with my GameCube, Minotti, and Jeff plays Donkey Kong Jungle Beat on Mike's head. Grubb, ooh, that's fun. Donkey Konga. Sin and Punishment Star Successor is one of the best on-rail shooters. Do you think we'll ever get a new entry? Or would an on-rail shooter resources go towards Star Fox?
Treasure made both those games, and Treasure don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. It was, you know, it's one of those things where I hate to say, like, be happy with what you got. It's kind of a minor miracle that we got that second one on
Honestly,
the Wii.
yeah. I've never played Star Successor. I should play that. I bet it
I never played
rules.
neither of these. It's supposed to be great. So,
Yeah.
and like the ones on NSO. So I should definitely actually go and rectify that. Pablo Costa says, hey, dogs, Jeff, is Boshi going to be on the next Smash Brothers?
Yes, 100% confirmed. You heard it here first. Go take it to the blogs. Get on the blogs. You tell your favorite writer. Jeff Grubb said, Boshi, well, the headline has to read, industry journalist once shamed by Metroid says Boshi will be in next Smash Brothers.
Right. In his like on screen, like texting when they come, like, oh, you know, like Donkey Kong's joined the battle. It's going to be Boshi is here to fuck your mom.
Yeah, that's right. He takes off his sunglasses and just looks you in the eye and says it.
Big Toady says,
he's got a picture of your mom. How did he get it?
Big Toady says, my dogs. 1 second. I'll count to 5 and I'll be
there.
good.
I remember what I was going to say. Oh, no, I forgot it again. No, I remember what I was going to say. The Fire Emblem, the thing about Fire Emblem is I played a bunch of the recent like turn-based strategy games. The remake of the
Tactics Ogre?
Tactics Ogre, and there was another one.
Triangle Strategy?
Yeah, they start so slow, and they're so afraid to just let you go do the awesome strategy stuff. And this game's like, yeah, no, we got some stuff happening, but we're going to get you into a match, and then we're going to get you into another one and another one. It just keeps going. It's such a good game.
You're right. It does. Like, there's some setup, and a lot of setup is pretty stupid. Like, oh, here's the fantasy. And look, here's the land of the smart people, and here's the land of the strong people.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, all right. But you know what? It gets going. Whatever. Big Tony says, my dogs, prediction on Nintendo's next hardware release. Do you think it's a home console only, non-back compat, digital only? Nintendo never plays it safe, do they? Thanks. I think this time they will play it kind of safe. I think it's just going to be a better Switch with backwards compatibility. And I'd be sure it's beginning to look a lot like we don't see it till 2024 or late.
Big Tony, I can promise you Nintendo will never make a home console only again. There's this thing called Pokemon, and they will always have Pokemon on something that kids can carry with them.
Lassian says, would a Xbox Series X Pro and or PlayStation 5 Pro hypothetically coming out have any effect on the next gen Switch?
No, and also I don't think those things are coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think those things are coming, and even if they did, I don't think Nintendo would be too worried about that. Like, now, if like what actually happened is an Xbox Series P, that's funny. That's like a portable or something. Maybe that would make them at least look at it.
I did start getting rumors in my inbox, unconfirmed, that Sony's like looking at doing a handheld again, and it'll probably be a cloud streaming thing. So it's like don't go all wild like, oh, there's gonna be a PSP, unconfirmed. But I'm like, I don't know if they really have the appetite to go back and try that again. Do a PSP2 this time. No, I just don't see it.
Charter Wolf says, hey, hey, Mike, beat Jeff's Forspoken Metacritic prediction by a scary amount. Laugh at Jeff Minotti And Jeff asked me a question the one time I'm not watching live. Grubb. Yeah, by the way, Jeff, what were you thinking, man? I remember at the time when I was like, yes, I guessed 64 and it was a 66. And at the time, I was like, that seems right. And apparently everyone else guessed where you guessed a 79. What kind of optimism juice were you drinking?
I'm just like, they've delayed it so many times. This is a Sony exclusive. There's no way they put out this game and don't at least try to get it to a decent Metacritic of where it gets a decent number of low 80s that's carried to 79. I told Wolf, I told Sean, I told Nick Turbo, and I'm serious, guys. The beginning of next quarter, when we do our next round of Metacritic guessing, I put a reminder on your goddamn phones, and you tell me never fucking trust Square Enix again. Never trust these fucking clowns over there. How do they keep doing this? I just don't get it.
So you're going to guess low on Final Fantasy 16 is what you're telling me.
That might be the one, like the Yoshi. That's a Yoshi P joint, right? So that's going to be probably fine. But anything else from Square Enix from this point forward, I am 100% lowballing. I'm gonna, no matter what you say, if I have the opportunity to go after you, I'm gonna say lower.
By the way, it feels like we've had like a whole year of Forspoken discourse already in like 24 hours, and it's been exhausting, Jeff.
Oh yeah, it's unnecessary.
I'm like, guys, the stakes are so low.
It's people just Forspoken.
It's getting we have
so many games coming out. We can be talking about so many things. It's like it's not like we're we just need something to talk about. It's like no, the Dead Space is in a couple days. Just chill.
Yeah, I don't know. I even thought about bringing up some talking points. Let's do everybody a favor and not talk about Forspoken.
Hell yeah.
Actually, maybe we'll talk about it on Thursday if people ask us to. But yeah, let's just move on. Vision49 asks, how are you? Oh, wait, no. First off, thank you for that nice thought. We didn't actually read Uncharted Wolf's question. I got distracted by Forspoken. Apparently, there are rumors of a Kirby Air Ride Deluxe in the same vein as Return to Dreamland. And in any feelings on if this is true or will ever happen. I mean, that'd be great. That game does not have a whole lot of content, which never bothered me. I feel like if they release it today, it'll bother people. So it'll either have to be a deluxe with like a lot of new content, or I don't know why you don't just make Kirby Air Ride 2 at that point. But that game rules. I'd love to see more of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Vision49 asks, how are you?
I'm okay. I still have this cough. It gets worse at the end of the night, so I've been coughing a lot during the show. But other than that, I don't know. I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I don't know. How about you?
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
Oh, great.
All things considered, I couldn't be better, I must say. Yeah.
It's our cringiest episode ever.
Everything is super when you think I look cute in this hat. Major Blazer says, hello, Jeff, Pepsi Man Grubb, and Mike, Pepsi Girl Minotti. If you could choose the next ride to be made at Nintendo World, which IP would you choose, and what mission/level would you base the ride off of? Pretty basic, but I love the first Ridley fight from Prime 4. Oh, like you're falling. Man, that fight was so cool, especially because it happened relatively not long after Two Towers, where you had Gandalf fighting a Balrog. Well, that's just what it made me think of. I was like, yeah, that's great.
That'd be great shit.
Shanghai Disneyland has a different Pirates of the Caribbean ride with like a boat that has a lot more range of movement. It's kind of able to go forward and backward and turn and look around. So if you use that technology to make a Wind Waker ride on the King of Red Lions set on the Great Sea, that would be my dream Nintendo ride.
I want just a carnival punch-out game. Where I could just bounce back and forth and fight Mike Tyson. There you go.
A carnival punch-out game? What do you mean?
Like a carnival game where it's just
a carnival game. I see.
Yes, yeah.
Are you guys doing another episode of that this week, by the way?
Yes. Grubber Lang?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. What day is today?
Cool. Today's Tuesday. It feels like it should be much later in the week than that, but it's just Tuesday.
Wait, I'm just like completely unmoored from reality right now. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. And then, yeah, we'll probably do Blade Club on Thursday.
Keywork says, sup, homies. Fire Emblem seems to be a hit. I know you're probably going to mention the localization discussion regarding changing the underage dialogue, but I have to ask if you can speak to it. Are these translations somewhat accurate? And how come this stuff seems to come out of Japan? Cultural differences, I guess, or is it just my perception? Thanks. I mean, it must be, Jeff. I don't look into it too much because it seems like a weird thing to look into. Like, why do the Japanese love 16-year-old girls so much? Like,
Yeah, I
don't want that stuff in my search history. Yep. It's just cultural. yeah, it's weird. It's weird because like you always want to be like open-minded to cultures, but it's like, well, this culture it hates women more. Like this culture is having sex with children.
Yeah, these cultures want to fuck our children. Like, what?
So
Oh no.
like, well,
Okay.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. And it's always weird when to solve the problem would be so easy when it would just be, hey, just say that they're 18. Like at least, please do that. And then even that, people will freak out and be like, oh, they censored it. Oh, they ruined it.
Yeah, and it's like it's just not censorship because censorship is done by someone else. If you do it to your own stuff, it's called editing and localization.
Right. Like I hate that. I hate when people like show how they translate something and it's like, look, I ran it through this like bot and here's what the literal translation is, and look, it's slightly different. Like that is just localization.
Yes, these companies never claimed that they were translating. They claimed that they were localizing. That's what they've always done.
Dominic Malta says, no question, just wanted to say I appreciate everything you do for the community. And Jeff, I agree teachers should be paid more. My mom is a speech teacher for special needs kids from 0 to 36 months old in the Macomb area. So I feel your pain on teachers being underpaid firsthand.
What area? Macomb? Hey, Macomb. That's where I grew up.
Is that what I said wrong?
Yeah.
Is that by Detroit? 24
Mile. I went to Macomb County schools and not Macomb Township schools, actually. So yeah, you probably talk about the county, but 24 Mile. Yeah, kids should be paid, or teachers should be paid. Kids should be paid more too, but teachers should be paid more. And your mom's doing some awesome work. That's stuff that Emmy definitely took a lot of advantage of, and those teachers were priceless, in my opinion. Absolutely.
Yes. I have a niece who's nonverbal, so it's very important work. So thank you and your mom. Is that a Detroit thing only? I don't know other cities or areas that are like
Detroit thing only.
With the miles, I mean, yeah.
Yes, it's a big grid, and all of the mile roads run east to west, so you know how far up above Detroit you are. 8 miles, kind of where Detroit starts, why it's the famous one, and then everything's like like a mile further, and I was 24 Mile. Yep, so there's 22 miles. So there's all the way through the entire city.
Next one here is Matt Rare Monkey, who says, so can we get a Kirby Tilt and Tumble sequel since the Switch has gyroscope in it? Be careful what you wish for, because we got that Kirby Canvas Curse sequel on the Wii U. I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. This is going to be great. And then it just didn't quite hit the same, huh?
I went back to look at Kirby's Canvas Curse review scores. They were like in the 70s. I was like,
yeah. Well, you always have to be careful with that, because the one thing that really makes that stuff seem weird is length. People be like, well, this game was short.
Right, yes.
And these days, like when you're going back to play some old game, who cares? Like
who gives a
Wario World.
shit? Yes.
Yeah, like Wario World in the GameCube, like one of the reasons why it didn't get that much attention and why the initial scores were kind of lower for it, well, it's not a very long game. You were talking about Order 1886, same thing. It's like, it's just getting docked majorly for being short, and now, who cares? In fact, that's a positive.
Yeah, that rules with going back to old games, yes. I mean, we have we were putting the games together for like a few weeks ago, and it was like, man, we maybe no longer than 6 hours if possible. So yeah,
there you go. That's it for the questions, everybody. Thank you so much, Jeff. Let's take a break, then we can jump into some of these super chats and talk about Game Boy Bucks. All right, how's that sound?
Do it.
All right.
Okay.
My eye got so itchy. I gotta wash my eye.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, no problem.
Come on, pup.
All right, I got Grubber Lang's Punch Out tomorrow, everybody. So any tips for beating Mike Tyson? I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. I have faith in myself. I do need to plug in that one thing. Sean, you have to remind me never to trust Square Enix again.
You stupid motherfucker!
I was so
I can't
stupid.
believe.
Listen. You could ask me, Jeff, what do you think about like Square Enix's publishing efforts and like when they put out a game that isn't maybe like Final Fantasy 16? I would have told you like they're terrible at it. They never actually put the full effort in. They don't have vision. All this stuff is broken. And then, well, what do you think Forspoken's gonna get on Metacritic? 79?
After Balan, I did not think you would have any faith in any Square Enix.
I don't,
game ever.
and I just talked myself out of it.
I know. Granted, I thought if anyone on Earth would agree with me that no, Fire Emblem Engage has gone too far with the weeb shit, it would have been you. And here we are. So who are you and what did you do with Jeff Grubb?
Give me an example of what you mean. 'Cause for me, it's like it all turns into like a miasma. It is like this little cloud of weeb shit that is I compartmentalize and sort of ignore. Like, what is like rubbing you the wrong way?
Well, that's the thing. I can't ignore it because
Yeah.
I play RPGs for the story.
Yeah, right. Okay,
That's
so
my
yes,
problem.
that's a problem. I mean, I'm glad we could admit it. Like, that's definitely a problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't know, because it's like, for me, it's just like, yeah, they're really stupid, but that's kind of charming at a certain point, because I'm just going to laugh and go on and completely forget what just happened, other than the little girl yelling, "You're so shiny because you're sweaty." It's like, okay, all right, cool.
And that's the
Chill
thing.
out.
That's the thing that keeps tripping me up. Every time there's like, oh, this is a good moment. I'm like, oh, the muscly girl is going to talk about lifting weights again. I'm like, cool.
Right,
I've heard
of
this
course.
like
Yeah.
5,000 times in this battle. Can you please shut up? That's the kind of thing that gets it's something that gets me as someone who like is into anime and like watches anime and stuff. I notice the things where I'm like, they're doing the tropes. Why the tropes again? Just calm down.
Yeah,
Like,
it does feel very paint by numbers, but it's like,
yeah.
for me, that is like, okay, well, then you skate on by that stuff and get back to the stuff I like, and that's that works for me. And if you're someone showing up, I mean, Three Houses did have a story that was engaging, and there were characters that you could really latch onto. So of course, it's like disappointing that it doesn't have that. But
Well, I mean, Three Houses I wasn't a huge fan of either, for the like, because they were going in that direction of like, there was some weird like cognitive dissonance I had with that game where it's like the songstress girl is like an idol, and I'm kind of sitting there like, what, you know, this is like what 1600 or something. Like, how are you this person? I don't. It like
and
took
the
me
answer
out of
was
the
anime.
moment.
Yeah.
And because the answer is anime, exactly. It's like, well, and this is just what it is at this point. All right.
Yeah. So wait, which Fire Emblem do you like, or is it just like this is
Awakening is
okay?
my
Yeah,
favorite.
well, Awakening
but
is fucking classic.
I played the Game Boy Advance ones too. Yeah, Awakening is so good because Awakening didn't go too far with any
Right.
of
I mean,
that.
and it's like that was 8.4 doing the localization, and they dialed it in so perfectly for an American audience. And that was like the Fire Emblem that hadn't blown up yet. So like maybe we should try to dial it in. And boy, they just did a really good job at it.
And then we got Fates right after that. It's just like head pats. I'm like, god damn it, you went too far.
Well, somebody else talking about Dorothea without me.
Yeah, I was commenting on how her outfit always rubbed me the wrong way, because I was just like, you would not.
I'm gonna run and grab
look
something, then we
like
get started.
this ever.
Well, I like her hat though, but I like berets. Like,
Yeah, you're a hat guy, so that's different. I'll give you a pass. I was just
Che
like,
Guevara then?
But then she got worse when the time skips. She doesn't have the hat anymore. So it's like, well, see you later, girl.
I mean, I thought I liked her better after the time skip. Personally, I was like, yes, you look like an opera singer. Okay, this is working for me. Got it.
Nah, that's no good. I wonder if Jeff is going to be ready to go with the box art stuff. Okay, I'm gonna post mine just in case. In the thing.
I see Nick and Nick in the chat, so hi to both of our Nicks.
What's up, Nicks? I'm guessing is that Special Nick and Nick Turbo?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Man, now I have that Big Gay Out song stuck in my head. Don't we all, though? Don't we all?
How far into Fire Emblem did you get, Mike?
Not super far. I really have just gone back to Sam Neill. I don't remember that name.
The Somniel guy.
Yeah, Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
Yeah, because I know you do not like it.
I mean, I maintain the gameplay is fantastic. It's just that the writing, I think, is too tropey for my taste, and then the characters are
it definitely
hit or miss.
is.
Nick, but we haven't got our Manscaped stuff yet, so we're going to start. And really, the thing was like, we have you starting on the 25th anyhow, so we'll do our first real ad on Thursday.
Jeff, do you have... Sorry.
Oh, no, this is more important. You go.
Make sure you're ready to show these box arts.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. Oh, I can't actually see that monitor with those glasses on. All right.
I was just gonna say, I want on record, I think the best characters so far are the blonde princesses, like her people, her bodyguards, like the dude with the spear, and then the Pegasus rider.
Yeah, Louis.
Louis and Chloe. Or sorry, Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah.
Are you guys both playing as It's male.
Chloe.
I'm playing female. I don't like the way
Okay.
the dude looks.
I was about to say I haven't met this person yet. I was wondering if they changed the gender of the one person I have already met.
No,
yes,
I like
Right.
Louis and Chloe because they're like the only normal people I've met so far. It's just
Louis
like,
great.
yeah, I'm a dude with a spear or an axe or whatever he has, and then I ride Pegasus. I'm like, oh, hey, cool. I can work with these people.
Are any of you guys playing on hard mode?
I am.
Nah.
It's you. Jeff and I, we like our
Wow,
fire.
real
the
gamers,
same
real
way.
gamer hours over here.
Yeah, look at these tough guys. Over there.
Yeah, it's like they're not even journalists no more.
Classic hard, baby.
Yeah, the Nintendogs, we run classic hard.
Hmm.
I usually
We
do
like-
casual hard.
I'm gonna stop myself from making a joke about penises.
Chef,
I think that's what we were doing.
Chef,
Yeah.
Steamworld build is really good.
Is it? Oh, I'm so.
Yes.
But I'm excited about that game. Okay, I have
Continue.
it ready to go. Let me.
We're gonna do super chats first, though.
Okay, no worries. Let me see here. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Also, please stop telling Nick in chat that I said GoldenEye is coming out tomorrow. Okay, it was a joke. Please stop getting his hopes up. Thank you. All right,
I
Mike.
don't think it was a joke. I think that you.
God damn it.
I thought you were pretty clear that you didn't know. You're joking about other things, but not that one.
Bring us back whenever you're ready.
And we're back, Jeff. Before we start looking at some Game Boy box art, let's tackle some of these super chats that we got.
Yeah, I'm going to start here with my very dear friend, Big Jimbo Ryan. He says, I hate Yoshi because of all the vor art, and then period, you know what you did.
Thank you very much for that, Jim Ryan.
Thank you, Jim Ryan, and I do know what I did, and I'll do it again. From Turbo Jesse, Mary Fudge Kill, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Odyssey 2, Metroid Prime 4. I want to point out that Turbo Jesse played by the rules. We don't do Mary Fuck Kill with actual human beings. We do it with video games. So
you're saying that I can fuck these video games?
you could fudge them, according to Jesse.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would marry Odyssey 2. This sucks. I'm going to.
Yeah, this sucks. This sucks.
I'm gonna fudge Metroid Prime 4 because I just really want a new Metroid. I guess I'm gonna kill Tears of the Kingdom, which is just messed up. But man, it's been so long since a new Metroid, and Mario Odyssey is like one of my favorite games ever. So is Metroid Prime, but it's way less certain that Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be good. Whereas if they made a Mario Odyssey 2, I'm like, well, that's going to be a certain level of quality almost automatically.
Yeah, I think I have to kill Metroid Prime 4 just because it's like Metroid Prime 1 is so perfect, and the other two are up and down in terms of the quality. It's like is 4 going to really be the one that fully recaptures it? I don't know. Maybe it will, but I don't know. So I think I probably killed that, and just like because I know I'm gonna love Odyssey 2 and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, like we already had direct sequels to Metroid Prime 1 by that literal team, and it still just wasn't really as good. I mean, those games are good. Nobody ever's like, they're disappointing sequels. They're not really that, but I don't know. It would be such a shock if Metroid Prime 4 came out. I was like, wow, this is even better than Metroid Prime 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm kind of like hoping I like Tears of the Kingdom more than I like Breath of the Wild. And like if they make an Odyssey 2, I'm like, well, Galaxy 2 is better than Galaxy 1, probably. So yeah, maybe I would even change my mind. Maybe I'm gonna kill Metroid Prime 4. Actually, put it like that. I'm not sure. I refuse to.
I want to. I mean, listen. The one I'm most curious about probably still. Well, actually, it's probably Tears of the Kingdom, but then Metroid Prime 4. Well, hey, good news. I'm gonna play them all.
Yeah, we don't have to play this game. Yay.
Yeah. From D Jones, do we finally see GoldenEye at the Xbox Dev Direct, or will it fall into the inevitable Nintendo Direct? Nintendo was the last one to show it off at an event, right? I think it showed up in they mentioned it in that Direct a few months ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that actually was finally announced. Yeah, that's right, because they talked about it coming to NSO.
So I would bet that when we do finally hear about it, it's from Nintendo first, and Microsoft's like right there saying, and yeah, we have it too. But I don't know. Maybe they made some deal like it'll be in the Direct, and then later we could put it in the Xbox Dev Direct, right? And we're going to take turns. Somehow, I just don't feel like Nintendo takes turns with their stuff. From Burrito, Mike Cervantes like the pirate Menotti, and Jeff, books have left the chat. Grubb. That's all. That's damn right, Burrito. From Georgie, did you see Fox News calling Xbox woke? quartering to. I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah. Oh my God. And it's just that like culture war shit is getting so dumb. I mean, I'm like really kind of dreading Hogwarts Legacy at this point, Mike.
It's that game that's going to be about anything but the game.
I read a Forspoken review on Steam today, and it's like, oh, this is what you get when you go woke. And I'm like I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what makes Forspoken woke. Oh, there's a black woman. That's right.
It's woke because it stars a black person.
It's woke because there's a black person. Right. And I'm like, okay, great. And they're like, I'm going to refund this and go buy Hogwarts Legacy instead because that game they're trying to cancel because of all the wokeness out there. And I'm just like, this is infuriating because honestly,
it's a hellscape.
But yeah, people are just like, it'll hurt my feelings to play that game, and it will hurt my feelings if my friends buy that game. And people are allowed to feel that way. And I'm like, oh, it'll hurt your feelings. And you know what? That's more important to me than a video game. And then people freak out. That hurts my feelings that you're not buying a video game. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here. Oh, I can't take it. I can't take it, Mike.
Yeah, it's like, there's got to be a plateau for this bullshit, right?
God, I just don't know if there's a plateau for it. That's the scary thing.
I guess that is the scary thing, right?
It just keeps getting worse.
It could just always get worse. It feels like this is just the new reality. But it is just incredible that it's literally because there's like a new like power energy saving mode.
Yes.
And that's like enough to like get that machine rolling now, I guess.
There's an energy crisis in Europe, and then Microsoft's like, well, we could do a little bit about that. You're woke. What?
You're woke.
You can turn it off. It's insane.
It's a shame when I'm like, oh no, leave these big corporations alone, government.
I know. Yeah, but it's just, oh man, it's very annoying.
Yeah. It's like, oh, maybe that by and large Wally feature will be better. I don't know, but then it's hell, and hopefully there'll be one of these will at least be. Maybe you'll be so stupid. Maybe all those Xbox people are scary. Those fanboys. Maybe they'll push back. I don't know.
Yes, those people that are like saying that, I guarantee they regret it now because I would not want to go into the replies because it's going to be a nightmare as well. The King of Town says, would you rather a new Wii Fit or new Nintendogs?
Wii Fit just because there can't be a new Nintendogs. We're the last ones.
That's right. That's the correct answer here.
If it's a game where you give me and Jeff baths and walkies and give us treats, then okay.
Oh, that'd be fun. So we should make that.
There you go.
From B Traven, what's up, Mike and Jeff? Like I said, cringiest episode ever. Nintendo's sitting on billions of relatively untapped IP. Why not up headcount at Nintendo EPD and release a bunch more games? Because they don't have to. And I think that they think a measured approach to release. I mean, they finish games and hold on to them. So they're clearly not like, we need to be rushing out more games. That's the key to making more money. I think they think just regularly releasing games, selling a ton of hardware, making a lot of money from third-party stuff, especially indie stuff, is their best bet, and it's worked out so far.
Plus, everyone's decided that we're firing people these days. We're not hiring people. Apparently.
Right, yeah. I'd be like, Nintendo probably won't do that, but yeah, they also are not going to start. I guess the people are saying they are expanding. I'm sure they are. They're just not going to suddenly just start releasing a bunch more games.
They're not going to double their output or something.
Correct, yeah. From Hibbity Bibbard, you think Nintendo will wait long enough to release a console that uses RISC-V? The boards that are coming out, RISC-V, I'm sorry, that are coming out are impressive. Yes and no. I think that really that will come down to, yes, I think they will, because I think NVIDIA will move their mobile hardware to RISC-V eventually, because that's one of the reasons they didn't end up buying ARM. It's because we'll just go with the open source RISC-V architecture instead. And yeah, that stuff's really going to be a big leap. It's going to be a big improvement if NVIDIA really does incorporate that stuff. And then I think because Nintendo's already said they're going to work with NVIDIA for 20 years. We are 6-7 years into that. So we probably get two more big systems from them working together at least. And they'll probably continue that after that as well.
Jeff, just Turbo Sean calling me out for visibly checking out while you're talking about boards there. Yes, but
do you know what RISC-V is? Sorry, real quick.
No,
yeah,
I did. I didn't realize there was a RISC too. I didn't realize you made sequels to board games.
Yeah, it's a reduced instruction set computing, I think is what RISC stands for. It's basically like every phone runs on RISC, but RISC-V is like the one that isn't locked down under some controlled entity. It's open source, so everyone can use it.
GameFire was asking in chat, wasn't there a patent about Nintendogs coming to phones? I just want to we should probably address that on here. I think we may even talked about it on Games Asides, but that's just a patent about some kind of AR thing, and they used a dog just as an example.
Yeah.
Does not mean that they are making a new Nintendogs.
Right.
All right, what's any more super chats?
Nope. The show goes back to you now.
Well, then it's going to actually go back to you pretty soon here because I need your help to show some Game Boy box art. We did a big series on our favorite box art a bit ago. We did all the home console / Switch, and now we're going back to do the portables after taking a break here. If you go to the bottom, Jeff, I posted mine, which
Oh yeah, hang on.
relatively. All right. Well, I thought you were ready for
Well,
this.
no,
I
I haven't. I just didn't know I was going to go to the bottom. Just give me a second. I'll get that right there.
Jeff, we always go to the bottom.
Cool. Very, very wonderful. It's a good show.
Jeff, you should eat my ass.
Okay. Yeah. Very good show. This is family sponsor appropriate content on here.
We could shave my ass too. If
Yeah,
you
I'll
want.
shave it first. All right. There we go. We got it.
There you go. You got
Go
this.
with the promo code MESS.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. It always seems cheating from this era to just pick a Castlevania game. But gosh, the Castlevania box art from this era just rules. This is like one of the best ones. This Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge box art. That is just some great looking fantasy stuff right there, right?
Yes, it's fantastic. I'm
Dynamic.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. It would catch my eye if I saw it on a shelf for sure.
Yeah. So do you have a pick for this one, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I should have just posted it here as well. I think I'll just do that real quick. I think it's obvious. It's me. It's
Link's Awakening?
yeah, it's Link's Awakening.
It's very simple, but it works.
It's very simple, but boy, is it evocative for me.
Mm-hmm. I love how it kind of ties it to Link to the Past. Also, it's basically the same box art,
Yep,
right?
exactly. But it's just like but now on Game Boy, and but just as good. And I don't know, the texture on the shield is really nice, and I don't know. You're right. It's just that cover again, but to me it is the most magical thing in the world. Looking at that.
Yeah, it rules. But let's see what our community picked for this one. I'm kind of curious here because I didn't immediately have an answer for this like some of the other ones. I want to see some deep cuts maybe.
Yes. Let's see. One Up versus CPU is dropping this Link's Awakening DX in here, which also is very cool, but very different.
Yeah, I was gonna, technically, I'm doing a separate one for Game Boy Color next week because that is a distinct and unique platform, Jeff. But that is, I do think I prefer ours somehow, even though this should be more impressive, right? Like it's very colorful, which works well for the DX and Game Boy Color. But yeah, for sure. What's next?
Metroid 2 from Evo Janice, the potential debut of her most iconic pose. Even if not the first time we saw it, it's where I'm mostly associated with. Her down on the knee, mostly holding her arm can. It's the famous pose. It looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. Something looks a little off with the limb length. Something's off about it, I will say. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's not quite on model, but it still mostly looks cool. I mean, I don't know. I like this cover. It's off in the way that I think a lot of. I mean, it's not Mega Man box art off, right?
No.
Yeah, this still looks like okay. Yeah, it's not quite hitting exactly right, but when I saw it, I'd be like, oh, this is once again very evocative. Lenny Cool Dick Denver. Hard to find a good picture of this, but the Japanese and European box art for Avenging Spirit was always a favorite of mine. Meanwhile, the American box art, what are you talking about? That rules too. It's a gangster, Dick Tracy gangster.
That's like Who Shot Johnny Rock for the 3DO / arcade. That's great. That's one of the all-time best I've ever seen of like Japan versus US box art. Smiling anime ghost. And then just gangster with a gun. That's incredible.
And I also all of these Game Boy covers are owned because they have that Game Boy Game Pack logo on it that I love. That like red outline of a kid just playing a game. I'll see if I can make that bigger. But,
I love that. This is actually one of my favorite
and it got washed out.
It's one of my favorite kind of console logos on the thing too, just that side that says Game Boy in that giant font. That's just very good.
There it is. Everyone goes to see. This is the one where there's a game pack, but it's basically this is just the two of them together instead of just the one. But I just love that thing.
Yeah, that's great. And I remember it was different too if it was like Super Game Boy compatible.
Right. Yes, they had the different versions of it. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I had a sweater of that logo and it got completely ripped up in the washer.
No.
Matt Rare Monkey. It has to be Mercenary Force, another weird Meldak game. I don't know what Meldak is. Is that a developer? It's the use of the limited color palette. Also, it somehow reminded me of a KMFDM album cover, which is rad. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know this game, but it's a cool looking cover.
From Sakelin, Super Mario Land. I love the box art of Super Mario Land. It just looks so vibrant and fun, giving glimpses of what to gives glimpses of what to expect. Yeah, Super Mario Land cover is fantastic. It's one of the most cartoony, sort of animated looking Mario covers ever, and it just really does promise a lot.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, actually one of the better Mario covers.
From MonkeyBot9K, I feel like I keep saying this on every box art thread, but damn, Japanese box art is usually just on another level. In this case, Pocket Monsters, my favorite is green.
That was such a weird thing for me as a kid, learning that in Japan. It was red and green, and like they made a blue later, but originally they didn't have one.
Yep.
Yeah. I still don't like that when they did the remake, they just made it red and green here too. I'm like, oh, come on, give me blue.
Yep. From Teach QC, chunky, adorable, fearless Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, I think I still prefer the red and blues to it, although there is, it is still that original chunky Pikachu that we have since lost.
Chaos Buckaroo also said Metroid 2, the logo is so clean and tasteful, is one of the few Game Boy box arts I feel is not overdone and too busy. From Razzle Jazzled, Mole Mania, adorable mole family, grumpy farmer, cheesy tagline, what's not to love? Of course, the tagline is, you'll dig Mole Mania.
Yeah, I need to try that one at some point still. Wait, Capcom made the Game Boy Roger Rabbit game? Because the NES Game Boy game, that's not made by Capcom. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, man, that's back when that would happen, right? Where different developers, different publishers for different versions of games on different systems. Yeah, I would not have guessed Capcom for Roger Rabbit. This is a good cover. It's very busy, and it even kind of covers up Roger Rabbit's face a little bit with that the magnifying lens, but still, it is very fantastic.
Hey, Jessica Rabbit's there, so hey.
Exactly. What else do you need?
Jessica Rabbit could be a Fire Emblem character these days.
Yeah, basically, yes. A lot of fan service in that video game. During the break, Sean was mentioning Chloe and the way she rides that Pegasus. Anyhow, moving on.
Oh, really? Can't wait to meet her.
From Mr. Bowler, you've got to go with the iconic Tetris box art. The way the block falls, Star Wars scroll style, looks great. And the eye roll inducing from Russia with fun pun is a cherry on top. Yes, that is very good. From Russia with fun. I love this box art.
And Glassky also did Game Boy. I guess we're not doing Game Boy Color next week. It looks like everybody is blowing their loads early.
But yeah, I think one of the first things was like, what if we post Game Boy Color? And I think we were like, that's fine.
To be clear, I'm pretty sure I said last week, no, Game Boy Color will be its own thing. But who listens to me?
I mean, no one. I think that's why we knew we weren't going to be doing Game Boy Color next week. So we posted this week with Mega Man Extreme from Benji Glassky. This rules. This looks so cool. This looks like a magazine cover.
Yeah, this is actually probably better than any normal Mega Man X cover. This actually is great. I forgot how good this looks. Sean is just lying when saying I told him we weren't doing it separately. That's just not true. Why would I say that? I'm the Game Boy Color guy. Stop lying, Sean. Why don't you go back to hating good games?
Matt Rare Monkey just said, question, does this include Game Boy Color? And then there was just a bunch of laugh crying emojis.
Look, I didn't look. I don't look at these threads until it's time to talk about them.
All right. Where are we at? He got this.
Yeah, Notary saying, I remember Mike saying it, everyone else agreeing to ignore it. Wow. The truth comes out. The truth comes out.
Wow, way to blow up our spot, Notary. From Gigante's Super Mario Land, Super Harmon mentions Donkey Kong, of just a fantastic cover. I should note that this is my favorite Game Boy game, so that might have influenced the choice, but it's a fun, colorful cover. Still remember buying this when it came out with a Super Game Boy. I love that Donkey Kong design. Mario looks great there with his hat flying off. It just looks so cool.
There's that Game Boy, Super Game Boy kind of little thing there.
God, all those logos rule. Yes, right there. From Drewman, my pick is Pokemon Blue version, the goddamn game that started it all for me. That thick boy blue battle turtle is still my favorite Pokemon to this day. Yeah, this is the one you had.
I actually had red, but my brother had blue, so he had both of them. But I love this box. I mean, I don't mean to be an old man, get off my lawn about this, but gosh, I loved when these Pokemon looked like monsters like this. And like now, like the final evolution literally just looks like a sexy girl when she evolves, or like some other bipedal humanoid looking thing. We got the one that looks like a monster, but he also doesn't look great. Man, I love Blastoise. Blastoise is a great looking Pokemon.
And if you want to fuck Blastoise, go to town. Go to town. We're okay with that.
Yes. That's what you need to know about the last of the Nintendogs, is that we are the podcast that tells you it's okay to have sex with Blastoise.
Always have and always will. I think the greatest box art is the actual Game Boy system. This comes from Dr. Suss. It looked like the future of gaming had arrived. Yeah, this box ruled. I did not keep mine for very long, and every time I see one ever since, I'm like, man, I wish I would have kept that box. It looks so cool. It's the 1980s, 1990s like laser grid background, like
of grids.
Ethereal magical robot hands playing a black Game Boy with like ethereal white outlines, and then it's got Tetris on it. It rules. It's so good. From Big Tony, got to stick with my Blue Bomber. Also, I'm catching up on the podcast I missed during my vacation. My favorite Mega Man is 2. Sorry, Mike.
I'll forgive you. Oh, Mega Man 5 is the best of the Game Boy ones.
Yes, and this is Mega Man 5. This is good box art too.
Yeah. I think there was some kind of fan something with Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy, where I don't know if they just like improved it or if they made it look more like 8-bit like the NES games or something, but there's something out there I need to check out. Oh man, that cat! I think this is the only time his cat partner was ever in one of the games. They need to bring that cat back. This game rule, because all the robot masters were like based off the planets. Like a lot of the other ones were just worse versions of the NES games with like the same bosses. This is just like a unique Mega Man game that they happen to call Mega Man 5. It's great.
Let's see. From Tink, Wario Land is way up there. Look at those colors. Yeah, this is, I think, a really great use of colors. There's Wario stands out as this, like the big yellow guy he is, but then he's like running across that green land. There's water at the bottom, the blue sky. It's just, I don't know, it's like well constructed.
Yeah. I wish Wario himself was bigger and not like you would almost think that maybe that Duck is a very important character here.
Yeah, no, that's just a normal enemy. Yeah.
But it's still very good.
Okay, from Wong Gifts, Kitchen Panic. No idea what this game is like, but if my kitchen had a giant angry bee with a spear, I'd be panicking a lot more than this kid seems to be. Yeah, this is wild. This looks like a comic.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
From Dan Park, Mark 3. I think it's Mark 3. From Dan Park, Mark 3. Hi, Mike. I kick dogs Minotti, and Jeff, do I really work with this monster Grubb? All of the Mega Man Game Boy box arts range from great to special. For me, Mega Man 3's box art splits my sides. Yeah, that's a special boy right there.
Yeah, that looks like the same artist who did like the Mega Man, like the NES Mega Man 3 box set, where it was better than 1 and 2, where they just made him look like a man,
yes,
like an adult. But it's just a weird face still on that boy.
It does look like he's kicking his dog though, a little bit.
Just like me.
Yeah. So there you go. I see why you have such an affinity for him.
Mega Man told me it's okay and a good thing to do.
Yeah, there's his face. I'm gonna hit this.
I don't think you should joke about kicking dogs. That's not funny.
From Screaming Madden, it's got to be Super Mario Land 2. 6 golden coins for me. Mario's jumping off a bomb buzzy beetle with 4 ears while a boxing shark wants to go fisticuffs. Yeah. Again, they promise a lot on these covers, and that's very cool. And Super Mario Land 2 kind of did deliver on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. This is great. I mean, you show him with the bunny ears, which is the kind of new power up here. Yeah, this promises everything that it needs. I guess, would you like Wario to show up on this box art somewhere? There's not a lot of intense Wario coverage there.
Right. I mean, I think they were probably, at that point, like, what's Wario on a cover going to do? It's not going to sell anything, right? So, because Wario did not exist until that point. God Rizza, is this Game Boy only, or can we do Game Boy Color? Since they are both the same console. Very good point, God Rizza. This is Rocket Bomberman for the Game Boy Color. I had a lot of fun with
Pocket Bomberman.
Pocket Bomberman. Of course,
This is the 2D one. I think it was a launch game with the Game Boy Color. I know it was one of the first ones I had.
I really like the it's not Wario's Woods, but there's like a Wario sort of Bomberman kind of game that I really enjoyed. So I was like, that's kind of like really got me into Bomberman. I never played Pocket Bomberman though. It looks cute.
Yeah, I liked it. Again, it's 2D, so it's quite a bit different. But yeah, I had fun with it. I don't know what like the current temp is on Pocket Bomberman. It's been a while since I've checked in.
From Clink, Pac is back, baby. This is the Pac-Man Game Boy cover. Looks very good. The ghosts almost look like they're in love with Pac-Man.
That's pretty classic Pac. Yeah, you're right. Like the one looks really worried. One looks kind of angry.
One kind of looks horny.
Like us, apparently, this podcast, I've been told from chat.
From Casual.
Look, we've been playing Fire Emblem. What do you want?
What do you want from us? We warned you with the Fire Emblem cover of this episode. From Casual, my choice comes via the lovingly made Game Boy box art box from Bitmap Books. There's something about this Japanese cover of Pac-Man that just puts me at ease and fills me with tropical joy. Yeah,
that's better.
That's very cool. I mean, can I make that bigger? Now it's way over there.
Yeah, that's like that kind of like OG Pac-Man design, but he's like skating by a beach and he has his headphones. He looks so happy. Yeah, this Pac-Man has a vibe that I wish I could own right now. That's incredible. Oh, that's a good book. I need some of those. That's great. Hey, look, my face is on this picture.
Yeah, I'll get that right there.
Wearing a very similar shirt. Did he just take this?
He might have. No. Yeah, I don't know.
Love it.
From Chronobound.
Wait, that's from my stream. Look at that. That's me doing my top 100 list, actually.
There it is.
I figured it out.
Man, okay. Detective Mike is on the case.
Got it.
Chronobound, it speaks for itself. Burn Fighter Deluxe, is that what that says?
Burai, Burai Fighter
Burai,
Deluxe.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at this
video game monitor.
It's
Cover.
very tiny.
It's got to be a shoot 'em up, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's a good-looking dragon.
Yes, I think that's a good-looking character design because it looks like 1960s comic book, just like it looks kind of great.
Very clean. I like it.
Octo also mentions Wario Land, my first Game Boy game and first Mario game, quote unquote.
Wow.
It's not like amazing, but the piratey themed and vivid colors really sell the fun adventure vibe. Yeah, I get that.
Sure.
From Tyler James Bay. First and foremost, anyone that picks a Game Boy Color box art should be banned.
I agree with this.
But my favorite box art is Donkey Kong Land. It's my favorite game on the system, not named Pokemon. And since I didn't have an SNES until I was much older, this was maybe my favorite Nintendo game for a long time. Also, more games should have got the yellow cartridge. I feel like there were other games that got the yellow cartridge, but
Pokemon Yellow did.
Yeah, is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, fair enough.
Probably because they had them left over from doing this.
That was like a Tony Hawk game, maybe, but maybe not.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I like this.
The whole using. I mean, look, it's definitely those renders of those characters. They don't look like they're moving very fast. They look like kind of
yeah. I mean, they look like they look like they were all just placed in the scene and they're frozen. But I don't know. I have a real affinity for Silicon Graphics visuals from back then. So yeah, give me more of this. Banana yellow game pack included, says it right there. From B. Traven, this shit has been burned into my brain since I was like 6, and it is the cover of Pokemon Red.
That is also very good.
Yes,
gosh,
looks amazing. From Haas, glad to see all my favorites already, but as a 5-year-old, how wouldn't you want to play this? I absolutely love that Game Boy the Game Boy slapped down the side. Kirby's Dream Land is the cover he posts here, and yeah, that is a very cool looking cover. This is the one where Kirby is white, like the Jeopardy question.
Yeah, because they just didn't know yet because they just were looking at the game. They didn't know he's supposed to be pink.
Yep, absolutely.
I love how confused all the enemies look here, including the tree.
Yep, they're like, why are you coming to kill us? Yeah, totally.
What are you doing?
This is your dream. What are you doing? From Wapeach, more like Wap-each. Wow. And then that's W-A-P capitalized there in case you needed to really hit it home. He's just a happy little guy. Yep, happy little guy going on a big fun adventure with his animal buddies. This is the Japanese version of Kirby's Dreamland 2. Yeah, that looks fantastic. God, that's so colorful and cool. I'm gonna get a poster of this for Emmy.
Let's go. Oh yeah, she would love that. She'll be mad though that S-Car Goon's not on it.
She is missing. She's like, where is there more S-Car Goon? S-Car Goon was never in a video game. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't watch that show. I was a little old, and I kind of
didn't watch it either.
I was immediately thrown off by King DDD's weird Kentucky Fried Chicken voice.
Yep.
I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
What? That is not what I think King DDD sounds like. What's going on here?
She's just like so into it. She's like earlier tonight. She came. She's like, "What can you help me figure out how to tell Mom about Meta Night?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, maybe we can come up with a plan to teach your mama about Meta Night."
Oh, I can help. Next time I'm there, I'll tell your wife all about Meta Night.
Yes, exactly. We can corner her and we can all like really just tell her everything she needs to know.
I love it.
From Dev Boppler Direct. I am shocked this hasn't been mentioned yet. One of the sickest box arts of all time, Double Dragon 2 from Acclaim for the Game Boy. It's just the greatest martial arts series ever.
I think I picked Double Dragon 3 for NES. This has very similar vibes. This absolutely rules. That's such a good logo, man. That rules.
It does. Eno Face says you can't find that Kirby show to stream anywhere. Try my Plex server. From Bench JC, it's Pikachu. What else needs to be said? And that's Pokemon Yellow again. From the Jet in the Hat, I know this was also on the NES, but I like this Yoshi cover of Yoshi, the video game just called Yoshi.
Yeah, it's simple. I like that. I think I had the NES version of that one.
Yeah. I think I played the Yoshi version. I ended up in my collection for like a friend or something. Never really liked that game very much. Anderson64 brings it back to Donkey Kong 94. Love box arts where there is a lot going on in the art. So for me, it's the great Donkey Kong 94. Bayleaf Moon, Bomberman Game Boy 2 has the most endearing box art. Who doesn't love an Indiana Jones themed Bomberman? Yeah, that looks fantastic.
This rules. Yeah, that's great. Look, this is definitely one of the best ones we've had so far. I love that. That's a very good hero shot. Wait, does that one Bomberman have a gun?
Hell yeah. Is he aiming it right at the camera?
Oh my god, he's pointing a gun at the camera. And it's not like a cartoon gun. That's just a pistol.
Not even that much bigger. Yeah, that's just a straight up 6-shooter.
He's gonna fucking shoot us.
It's Bomberman Game Boy 2 and I'll fucking kill you.
I need to crop that picture.
Yes.
I need that. That's official box art of a Bomberman with a gun.
From Pablo Cos, I love how the Predator looks both silly and menacing at the same time. This is an Alien versus Predator.
Man, I didn't even know there was a Game Boy version of this game. I wonder how that is.
Just the last of his clan. It's the subtitle. I did not remember this one at all.
I just remember the marketing line from the movie, whoever wins, we lose.
Yes.
Which was like such a lie. That movie sucks. And in the end, like the human's the only one who does win. So I was lied to.
Johnny Navy, my mom didn't speak much English. She bought me Kid Icarus because she thought it was a game about angels and the Bible. Lol.
I mean, look, there's Jesus on the bottom right there, right?
Yeah, there he is. That's Jesus. Uh-oh. The Uncharted Wolf. Hey, I get to talk about Castlevania again. I just love the background for Adventure 2's box art. Surprisingly detailed. Yep.
There it is again.
Absolutely.
This rules.
Major Blazer, someone said Pokemon Yellow, and I strongly agree. Just look at this big old Pikachu. Keywork, what a fucking vibe for, yes, Ren and Stimpy's Space Cadet Adventures. This game's not very good. This cover does rule.
Yes, I mean, they made a lot of those Ren and Stimpy games.
Yep.
None of them were very good from what I remember, but damn, space, that is such a formative thing for people like us, Jeff, who grew up in the 90s. Space Madness, that episode specifically.
Yep.
Just give me my ice cream sandwich, Jeff.
That's right. Yep. Man, I watched so much Ren and Stimpy. From Turbo Sean, there's a charming simplicity to the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. Just using a slightly modified Pokemon card back for its cover, it looks particularly nice on the cartridge that can be put into and played on the original DMG Game Boy.
You guys are dicks. Release Terrence and Phillip now.
He's right. I mean, this game it plays on the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color game.
Good for it.
Yeah,
and I think there's one on the very bottom here added after we added ours.
Yeah, let me take a look here. Oh, that is great. This is from Grant's Golf because our boy Mario is caked up as he should be. Yeah. Although it looks like he's like 3 butt cheeks or 3 butt cracks, excuse me. Right.
They're making up for what they've done to him in the movie, but giving him just a giant ass here.
Yes, he's just one big ass in this picture.
Man, I love that it's just called Golf. That's great.
My favorite sort of Easter egg thing in a Nintendo thing is that the courses in Wii Golf are the same as the courses in NES Golf. They're just it's exactly the same. It rules. All right. Yeah, Mike, that does it for this week's topic. What are we doing next week? Although I think I have a guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be Game Boy Advance cover next week, actually, for reals this time. All right, Jeff. Before we do the last of the super chats, that's funny. Last of the super chats for last of the Nintendogs. Anything else you've been playing on your Nintendo stuff aside from Fire Emblem?
Just more Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I've been playing some of the other fights just to kind of keep loose, so I can go in there and be prepared for Mike Tyson tomorrow. That game still rules, but yeah, I'm just happy with Fire Emblem. It's been a while actually since I really got into a game on my Switch, like a new game. I've been playing a lot of some of the older stuff, some of the stuff on Nintendo Switch Online. That stuff continues to be really good. But I didn't get into Sparks of Hope, and there's a lot of other, like Bayonetta 3. I actually don't think I like it very much, or at least not enough to kind of push through it. So I'm like, I'm just
haven't been
happy
motivated to start Bayonetta. I don't know why, but like something about like the idea of having to sit through cutscenes to start that game. I'm just like,
yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's lengthy. Yeah, and I don't know. Oh, Rachel's here. Shit. Never mind. I'll be playing Bayonetta 3 next.
Yeah, I mean, it's the game of the year.
Yep, game of the year. So yeah, it's
that's
nice to have
you talked last. I think it was last week. You're like, oh, I was playing Rabbids, and I actually do really like it. But like, I thought the same thing, but I also just fell off it.
Yep, I just stopped. I stopped playing it, and it's like I think it's a quality game, but I just didn't fall in love with it in the way that I definitely have fallen in love with Fire Emblem. So very happy to keep playing that.
I'm seeing some people sad if they didn't get a chance to share a Game Boy Color cover. If you guys also want to share a Game Boy Color cover next week because you didn't get to because you're confused, you can go ahead.
Yeah, that's what
you can post. Game
that's
Boy
what Matthew
Color
Eller just said. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah,
they're like, we played by the rules and we're being punished.
That's true. Actually, you are being punished by jerks like Turbo Sean and I'll just say Jeff. But I'm here to make things better because I'm a hero.
I won't read them. I'm just going to delete them.
I won't read them. You shut up, G-Mancer. G-Mancer's banned. How do I do this? No, I won't. He's green. He's good. He gives us money. I haven't really been. I've been doing so much PlayStation 1 bull crap, so I haven't actually been playing too many other Nintendo things. But yeah, just happy to be enjoying that. I actually did do a playthrough of Mega Man 5 for funsies recently. Just you know why? Because that You Could Beat Video Games channel did a Mega Man 5 video. I was like, I'll play that again. So that's fun. All right, Jeff, do we have any more super chats to read?
Yeah, I think I got a couple, maybe just one more here. Yes, from Gratilda's Bazungas. Game Boy, more like Game Blah, am I right? I think we found Sushi X from EGM. This is it. Sushi X. You've been Sushi X all along, Gratilda's Bazungas.
Is it Dan's anti-Game Boy also, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's like, the screen was blurry and black and white. I like color. I mean, Dan was definitely like one of those like probably would have called GameCube Kitty because like I'm a cool guy.
That's funny. We have to ask him that now. That's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he says he doesn't like Mickey because Mickey's lame, right? So
yep,
there you go.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Jeff. I guess we can start getting out of here. If that song. All right, well, thanks for hanging out and listening to Last of Nintendogs. Jeff and I will be back on Thursday for Game Mess Decides. We'll figure out something fun to decide. I would like to maybe do another Mount Rushmore. It's been a little bit.
Yes, I'll figure that out tonight. We will get another one going for that episode on Thursday.
Yep, sounds good. You got Game Mess Mornings tomorrow, Jeff? Who's going to be the guest tomorrow?
Lucy's going to be back on. I'm very excited to talk to her. I got Lucy on Wednesday, Jan on Thursday, Tam on Friday. So come join us for Game S Mornings. The shows have been a lot of fun recently. We're going to keep it that way.
I've been invited to the Bombcast on Tuesday.
Yep, next Tuesday you're coming on the Bombcast. So
it's a blast.
It's a blast.
Oh man, I gotta bring that picture of that Bomberman with the gun to the Bombcast.
Yeah, it could be we could maybe just print a shirt of that. Bye everybody.
Copyright what?
Yeah, fuck it. Big Mac right in my mouth, please. He's in me now. God damn it.
Sandwich.
Right in my mouth, please.